Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot. Wow. This light is something else, but it's not really serving the space tonight with the very over-pixelated video that we've got going on. So I'm going to unplug it. Oh, Wrigley is joining us. I was going to say, earlier he was really excited to come join us, but then he didn't want to because he burned his hand making hot chocolate, and I felt so bad. You still want to come hang out? Yeah. Can you put the chair like right here, and we'll kind of angle it? You might be just, yeah. We're gonna make this work. Yeah, but how do I put the chair? Just drag it over. Oh yeah, there's a totem way. Let me stand by. Sorry. For those of you that are watching the replay, I am leaving some timestamps, so those lucky ones of you can just jump right to what we've got going on. Those of you who are alive, please bear with us. This was planned, then unplanned. Now my light's falling out. The struggle bus is real. Okay, let me get this going here. All right, here. Let me just, you step up. You just take it up. Oh, I just want to knock it away to the border. Oops, or that stuff. How are we? Okay. So, can you maybe turn this light on back here slightly? There's a little knob. No, on the bottom part. On your side of, no, the bottom of the ring. Oh, other side, no. I'll do it. Sorry, guys. Okay. I did not think he'd come in here, so this is last minute preparation. Okay. So we're going to get you here. Just turn this up just a bit to give us a little light on the situation. Okay. I think that lighting situation's a little better. Okay. So we might, maybe, again, sorry you guys. Last minute change of events here. Maybe we'll unplug for now. Do this. I don't know. I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that very much. I think this will work. We'll just include you. Okay. You'll join us for the live. Yeah. So I'm going to do some quick shout outs and then we will get back on track. Okay. So we've got Amber. We've got Markdell. My mom is here. Banana S. Jessica. Solar Siren, aka Jessa. We've got Amber. Yes. Hello, everybody. Okay. So tonight we're going to be presenting a webinar. This was very unplanned, last minute. I was going back and forth on text with Amber earlier today, and I'm like, I'm just going to go full scale webinar. I mean, nothing too exciting, nothing too fancy, but I think we're all going to learn something here. And I just want to present this as just a thank you to all of you for your continued support and love here on Harmony Portal Tarot Live. And again, these were just kind of snippets of just channeled from my own spirit information and my own awareness, my own consciousness, and just got really excited after some massive level ups that have been going on with me personally just in the last 2 days. Just whew, sky is not even the limit anymore, you guys. This is, buckle up. This is amazing. But Wrigley, we're going to start with some incense just to get our, healing vibes on as we do. It smells like myrrh. It's myrrh. You smell that? Got it at Rockin' Rudy's here in town. I love it. And the kind of subtitle of it there is healing. And it was one of the gifts that the wise men gave baby Jesus, frankincense and myrrh. So I thought that was very fitting for healing and Christ consciousness. We're going to get into some Christ consciousness stuff tonight, which is always a fun topic if you ask me. All right, so we'll let Wrigley blow that out. Maybe it's a little premature on my part for you to do that so soon. Okay, we'll give it about 10 seconds and then we'll have you blow it out. Okay. We're just redoing. Okay, go ahead. There we go. All right, now we're cooking. Okay. Hopefully we can still get the vibe of the incense in the background. Yeah, it looks like we're still good. Okay. So we are going to be doing a webinar on taking your personal power back, or taking your power back. And I'm going to get into that. But before we got started, I was just kind of perusing my shelves over here. And I got this for Christmas 2022. So this has been almost 2 years since I got this. My mother-in-law got me this for Christmas, and so fun. Of course, it was already on my list. It's not like she went out and found this. It was just something I put on a Christmas list for her, so she did buy it. So that was very nice of her. But I thought it would be fun, the Mystic Martian Oracle, to just tune in and see as far as our focus. Because that really is the name of the game here. Your focus, your attention, your awareness. That is your I am presence. That is your true spirit coming through. How we label things and use our minds to deconstruct things or judge things, that's a lot of times our ego or just programming that comes in to do whatever it's going to do. But just the awareness, anywhere you're aware, where your consciousness is directed, that is your spirit. That is your I am presence. That is that fractal of God that we all are. It's as simple as that. Simple, but not always easy, because we have been so programmed, conditioned, brainwashed, whatever we want to say, to put all this power external to us when it was with us the whole time. All right, so we're going to have Wrigley pick a card, and this is just going to help us set the tone for the webinar tonight. And this will be the only kind of collective reading we're going to do tonight. After the webinar, I do have one donation already from my mom, who you shouldn't have done that, but you did. He picked a card, so we're going to talk about that in a second. But yeah, anyone else that wants to donate, of course, we will do that after the webinar. Those of you watching the replay that are only interested in the webinar, I'm timestamping everything, and I will probably try to break it up into segments and everything. So this will probably come the next day following the webinar, when I have time to make sure I can timestamp everything correctly, the way I did with our previous webinars, which I will kind of talk about as we get going. But what was the card? All right. We have the Nagas card. So this is lovers, erotica, and sensuality. Yeah, probably not the best card for Wrigley to pull out of the deck, but there it is. But this is actually perfect. I mean, we'll cover up. This is actually perfect for part of what I wanted to talk about tonight, which is the union within your own divine feminine and your own divine masculine in your own energy field. Because, this whole you complete me stuff with, masculine and feminine energies, depending, not just exclusively to male-female relationships, but all kinds of relationships out there. Usually someone has the more dominant masculine energy or role, and then someone has the more dominant feminine energy or role. It's really hard to have two people trying to wear the pants at the same time, unless you do it from a very balanced masculine feminine, very balanced masculine feminine. Then it's very interdependent. We're going to get more into this. But yeah, this really is also really plays into what I was going to say about our focus and how we wield so much power in what we focus on. It's going to set the whole tone for the live stream. Let's just pull a tarot card or two. Wrigley's going to do that as well, just to see if there's any additional guidance we need to pull out of this energy here. All right. So let me shuffle these up, and Wrigley's going to pull 3 cards, okay?
These aren't the same ones.
These are different.
Yeah, I know.
These are tarot. Those are oracle. So, okay. Pull 3 cards, whatever feels good. 1. Okay, make sure you keep it in the right order. 2, and then 3, because they're telling a story for us. So 1 more. Okay. So which one was the first one you pulled? Wow! Amazing. Okay, first, then second. Okay, wow. The third. Wow! Oh my gosh, you guys, you did good. High five. Amazing. Okay. Very lovers or 2 of Cups energy with this. And then the first card he pulled was the 2 of Cups. Union of divine masculine and feminine. Look, they've literally intermingled or tied themselves together. Much the same way as the 2 snakes. Very caduceus vibes with the 2 snakes twining together. And we know that the caduceus, the 2 snakes going like this around the rod, the medical staff, as like the medical symbol for health and wellness, which we all know It's more of a death and sick care system than health, but that's neither here nor there. But this is like a three-legged race. They're literally combining forces to walk or run this race. I mean, a person couldn't have handpicked better cards for this whole topic. I mean, it just blows me away. I love it. So, Two of Cups. This is about, of course, we have all of the other relationships in our lives. But tonight, we're mostly focused on the relationship we have with ourselves, within ourselves. And this is talking about the true spirit, the awareness, the I am presence, but also the ego, personality, the more human ways that we relate with the world, and finding a way to work together, but having that true spirit, that I am awareness, that God spark presence within us, be the one in the driver's seat, not the ego, because it's been completely inverted and backwards for millennia now on this planet. So the second card we have, 10 of Pentacles.
No, yeah.
Yep, 10 of Pentacles. So something that's been going on for generations of ununified divine masculine and divine feminine energy within our own individual bodies or vessels has created a lot of separation, division, war, hatred, famine, poverty, just so many negative things that this is a very abundant card. This is our birthright. This is all of our birthright right here. But yet we've been separated. But in this coming to Jesus moment, for lack of a better word, or coming to your Christ conscious moment of, wow, I am a fractal of the creator of all that is. Just you having that awareness, that you have that awareness, that you are that you could never be separated from God or the creator or source or whatever you want to label that, is your power. That is your power. That is you taking your power back, reminding yourself, possibly and hopefully maybe multiple times a day, that you are a fractal of God, or, to simplify it, you are God. And this is what I always say for haters in the back. You're not the only God. That's where the cult leaders get it wrong. I always say that. That's where the cult leaders got it wrong. Yes, they've tuned into the fact that they are the second coming of Christ, but so's that guy. So's that guy. So's that guy over there, that lady over there, that lady, that guy, that lady, that dog over there, that tree. Second coming, right? Okay. So this is remembering who we are, not just in a physical body level. Yes, that's also important because that is the vessel from which we are experiencing this life, this matrix, this whatever we want to call it, but also bringing your spirit back online in a really big way. And the last card, the best card, the Fool. Literally throw the rule book out the window, and you will see in a moment the notes that I have. This is like nutshell energy. This is kind of spelling out what we're getting into. I mean, I'm breaking it down even more in the webinar, but I mean, he did good, didn't you? You did good. Well, I guess, yeah, no, this is right. This is correct order. But the Fool, it has no number. It's the 0 card, meaning it can come at the beginning, it can come at the end. Really, let's argue it could come any time in between any of the other major arcanas, because there's always, when you are in your I am presence and awareness, there is always time or the wherewithal to be able to just start anew, start fresh, a new beginning. And I'm actually going to keep these cards out as we discuss the whole webinar vibe. Okay, so just to save me time, I am going to start time stamping. I was going to timestamp when we started the collective reading, and then I did not. So I'm going to save myself a bit of time. So we're about 14 minutes in, 14:25. Webinar begins. Okay, so I'm going to have to go back and get that collective reading timestamp as well, but we're rolling. Let's do this thing. So I just kind of channeled this in the bathtub earlier today, and just kind of snippets of things that have been coming to my awareness that I just wanted to share with you guys. And I was just going to talk the way I do normally on a live stream, but then back and forth banter with Amber today. I'm like, no, let's just make this a whole webinar that we can always come back to it. I already have it saved in the webinar playlist. which we have two other webinars. I know for sure the hijacking of the gut was one of them. Very important, like baseline for what we're talking about. If you want to go back and watch that, very important. We also have a webinar on destiny swapping, which also very important. If you are taking your power back and living and stepping into your power, no one can swap your destiny. No one can steal your destiny. No one can take anything that's not theirs from you. There might have been one more now that you mention it. That's kind of gray area. Maybe I didn't put it in there. Maybe it is in there. I don't remember. That's neither here nor there, though. Let's get into the webinar. Again, the topic is taking your power back. And I love that incense smoke is just joining the party here, doing a little dance.
It looks like the pig smoking.
The pig? It kind of does, huh? All right. So I have some notes here. So I might be referring to my notes just as we go along because I don't want to miss anything. But I just figured we'd call this Take Your Power Back Now. Now! Because now, this now moment is the only moment that exists forever and into the past, in infinity, in all directions, time, space, and realities. The now moment. That's what it's about. Because that's where your actual power lies. Because your awareness, your I am presence, your God spark that is observing all that's going on, that is your power. And where you put your focus, so I always say this, where you spend your time, where you pay attention, these are forms of currency, by the way, and big industry, as we're going to talk about in a moment, but that is everything. Because one of the biggest cash cows in the entire world is the advertising industry. And in 2024, it was projected, and this was a number from earlier that I just kind of had tucked in my back pocket because I had this, it was during kind of between sleep and wake state that I heard advertising is one of the biggest things that money is spent on. Because I'd never really pondered, like, I figured it'd be something like military spending or I don't even know. Something government related, but no, it's advertising. Well, there are other, industries that cost more than that, but wow. The advertising industry was projected for the year 2024 to reach an all-time high of $1 trillion plus. $1 trillion. Haha, Dr. Evil. I mean, I can't even fathom $1 trillion. Yes, marketing is a major sector in any company, especially big food, big pharma, all of these things that are looking to put our power in someone else's hands. Oh, I don't have time to grow my own food because I'm working for this place and, now I'm sick and I have to go to this doctor. Like, we've been, tricked basically into giving our power, handing it away, hand over fist, just as fast as we're ready to say, hey, take my money. We're just as easily ready to say, hey, take my power away from me. And that's not our fault because we've all been programmed, conditioned, brainwashed to look up to some outer authority when the real, true, and only authority you will ever need is your own spirit. But of course, we live in a world that is just rampant with evil. And, if they took the governments away overnight or all these systems away overnight, it would be mass pandemonium. So that wouldn't be good for us either because there are a lot of people running around out there who are absolutely severed or as close to severed as one can be from their I am presence, from their true spirit. And they are all about taking other people's power, lives, money, resources, whatever, insert whatever they're looking for here. Oh, sorry. No, you're not gonna try to connect to my iCloud. We're not doing that right now. Okay, then. So most of, what's going on out there is not in alignment. And I was trying to do some muscle testing and just really feeling into the energy of it. And it feels that 89% of people are about as disconnected or mostly as and there is no ever separation or disconnection. So let's just say from that awareness, it's always there. It's just they don't realize it's there. It's always omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. It's there. It's just you could never separate from it, but it's just the illusion of you being separated from it or not even knowing it exists. That's what we're talking about. Not the fact that you could ever actually be disconnected. Even the people we call NPCs that have spirit running through their blood and their bones and their cells. They still have that spark within them. They just don't know it. So because they're so tuned into the hive mind, collective consciousness, keeping up with the Joneses aspect of life, that doesn't mean they don't have a spirit. Some of them, maybe, you can tune in. It's like a very weak pulse of spirit. It's there though. It's there. And animals, a lot of animals have a really bright spirit. If you really tune in or just look in the eyes of an animal, even a scared animal, even a wild animal, you can still see the spirit there. But you can see in a lot of people, it's like the lights are on, but no one's home behind the eyes. It almost looks like they have no soul or no spirit because they're just so within their awareness or their conscious mind just disconnected from it. It's there though. It's there. It could never not be there, but they're just not aware of the awareness. Does that make sense? I hope I'm not confusing anybody. Okay. But why do you think, going back to the whole advertising thing, $1 trillion plus in 2024, why do you think so many people and companies and systems and governments and projects and whatever, media, why do you think so many of them are competing for your focus, your attention? Why? Because it is your soul essence. It is who you truly are. It is that spark of your creative life force and the true spirit. And that's where your attention goes. Your energy is flowing. Even if you don't buy what they're selling, you see that advertisement. Somehow, some way, they're getting an energy harvest from you because you are paying attention. You're spending your time reading that advertisement or watching that ad, whatever it is. There's an energy exchange happening, whether you realize it or not. You can never get that quote unquote time back. It's gone. And you see this comment on people's these random videos like, I just wasted 2 minutes of my life on this. You're damn right you did. But anyhow, I digress. Getting back to my notes. So most of your life circumstances and situations and beliefs were already set in stone. The stage was set for them well before you woke up. And if you're watching this webinar, I'm just going to assume that you've already had this awareness that there's more to reality than just, eat, sleep, go to work, pay bills, do that all until you retire and then you die. There's a lot more to life. And what is the point of all of this? And the fact that, this whole system is set up for us to fail as much as they possibly can have us fail because they need us to be very disconnected from our awareness, distract, which we're going to get into as well. The distractions are real out there. There is just a fierce competition for our energy, for our awareness, for our focus, for our attention. It's so, even individual people that are like you and me on social media are vying for attention, whether they are purposely trying to or not. And people are spending time paying attention to what they're posting, what they're watching, what they're, consuming. So, yes, most of your life circumstances, situations, and beliefs happened before you woke up. And you're still playing those out, even as your awakened self, because it's almost like this social contract or social agreement that so many of us have signed up like, oh, yeah, that's just reality. And you guys know what I say about reality, and I'm just, for those in the back, preaching it all the time. You having fun? You can go anytime. You don't have to stay. He hears me soapbox all the time, so I'm sure he's over it. I already showed him a way earlier today to take back his personal power when he's fighting with his brother. Anywho, I digress. Where was I? Yes, so you're still playing those out even as your awakened self. Yes, break soul contracts with reality. That's right. And that's what I always say. For those in the back, listen up. It's estimated that between 0.5% and 1% of reality is what we can actually see, taste, touch, hear, smell, any other sense. Of course, those who are more sensitive can use their physical senses in tandem with their spiritual senses to get a sense. I'm throwing the word sense out a lot, but get a sense of the other energy playing out. So not like 99 to 99.5% of reality it's all news to us because most of us can't even fathom what exists that we can't see, taste, touch, hear, smell, sense in some way. And think of it just from the aspect of your sight. There are things like infrared cameras and night vision cameras, things like this, that can help us see slightly beyond, but even those are only picking up just a fraction of a bit more than what we have access to. But that's what a lot of this matrix net or frequency net or false matrix, whatever we want to call what this current reality that we're experiencing is. It's what lies beyond that is reality as well. But anywho, back to my notes. So, because the past has been so programmed in your life to be valid because it happened, so many people that are even awakened people are still carrying around, as I used to call my live stream or my pick a cards and my early live streams, the backpack full of bricks. You've probably, if you've watched any pick a card from me, I mentioned it a lot back in the day. This backpack full of bricks, that old trauma, that time, that unrequited love in high school, that resentment you're still holding for that neighbor who, once, hit your fence and never repaired it. Just all these things that just add up. And we, from time to time, they'll even pop into our brain. Like, oh my God, that pisses me off that happened. Like, how could that have happened? And it's been 35 years, but it just popped right in there. And now you're mad about it all over again. Well, what if I told you that in any now moment, you could easily just drop all the stories, all the past, he said, she said, the woulda, shoulda, couldas, the if only I could. And if you physically and literally want to go back and play these scenes out, but actually have the outcome that you would have hoped for, that is a very powerful thing to do. You don't have to do anything, though. That's the whole point of this. We're human beings. So just being still and knowing that you are God is all you have to do to tune into your I am awareness. But if you feel it's going to be powerful for you to shift that energy by going back to that event, just for the sake of example, when the neighbor hit your fence and then they refused to pay for it, and 35 years later, it's still got that dent in or ding in it or whatever. You could go back in your, meditation, shamanic journey, just in your imagination. Your imagination is such a playing field that you have access to, and there's a lot of potent power in your imagination. You can go back and envision it either never happened or that you got the outcome somehow that you wanted. And even if you are backing out of your driveway that morning after you do this and you still see that dent in the fence, it's just not going to hit the same because it didn't happen in this reality. Even if the dent and the proof of it is there, in the 99% of the energy, it never happened. And I know that sounds, Amanda has lost her marbles, but just start playing with this in your own life. And this is not about gaslighting people out of their experiences, nothing like that. This is for you. This is for you. And as you can tune back into these past realities, or just say, no, that never happened. I know it sounds delulu, it sounds delusional. If you're really struggling with that, you can look into the law of assumption. You can look into quantum jumping, because it's something, again, if you've been here a while, you've already heard me say this before, but for those that are just joining us or never heard this information, I want to put this out here, and this is the closet example I always use. So, you're getting dressed for the day and you have the choice between a red shirt and a purple shirt. So you decide, I'm doing purple shirt today. And then you go out there in your life, living your life, and someone at the grocery store comments on your amazing purple shirt. It's my favorite color. I love it. It's such a great color on you. And you strike up a conversation, and this becomes like a lifelong friend. Well, if you had worn the red shirt out to grocery shop, maybe that same person's not really into red. Just two ships passing in the night. But every choice that you don't make is also available as an option. Think of anything your imagination could conjure or construct or think about or imagine exists on some reality somewhere. I mean, this stuff, we're getting to like mind blown, or like I can't even wrap my head around this territory. And I know I'm going to try to keep it in the realm of what we can really grasp. But if you really sit and think about it, everything that's already or that exists, it already exists. We just need to tune in and claim. When you ask something, that if you look up the word ask in the dictionary, it's about claiming. So you're asking, ask and you shall receive. You're claiming a new reality. Not like asking in this like poverty-stricken begging kind of way, like, oh, I hope, but actually saying, I already am that situation, that relationship, that winning lottery ticket, whatever it is that you claim as yours, because you are the I am God presence having this, you are the main character energy. But so many people are out here living like a side chick in their own main character narrative. That's the sad reality here. But it's not our fault. It's no one's fault. Even those who are not awake yet, it is not their fault. The programming is real. The frequency net is heavy. Backpack full of bricks is heavy. And it is, when you're seeing with your physical proof, reality, taste, touch, sense, all the five senses, proof of what you know was your past, even though you're trying to tell yourself otherwise, it can be a very like convoluted, heavy, try to grasp scenario. But let me get back to my notes, but as you work through and reprogram your reality or quantum shift to realities, and that's the thing, is you don't have to force anything into the current reality. Just the lottery example. So many people are like, oh, if I won the lottery, don't say if, just claim it. Just claim it as yours, lottery, or, that specific person that you're looking to, have in your life, or that old friend that you haven't heard from in years, you'd love to have them back in your life, whatever it is, literally claiming it and knowing, because you are God and you say that's what I want, that's what you're going to get. And of course, then our belief systems come into play, and but, that's the hard part. That's the programming. So when you catch yourself going down a rabbit hole or a thought spiral of, oh, well, that would be nice, but, it's big butt, usually a big butt. Slap that big butt out of the way. Get out of here, big butt. We don't want you here. Because you're reprogramming, you're rewiring your brain. Remember, reality is the 99%, also includes the 99% we are just touching into the realms of our imagination with, possibly. Or we don't even know it exists out there, but it exists out there and we have access to it. So it's about claiming it, and every time you catch yourself talking yourself out of it or saying, oh, that would be nice, big butt, slap it out of the way. And then as you keep coming back, that's where your awareness is. You don't have to have perfect thoughts and never think a bad thing, never judge anyone. Like, you don't have to be a perfect human being. That's impossible in this realm, especially when that collective consciousness and, entities get in your mind and start feeding you all sorts of BS that has nothing to do with you. Maybe it does even have something to do with you or something that triggers you, but really, a lot of these thoughts that go through our minds are really none of our business, and they have no basis in our actual reality. Maybe our quote-unquote 3D reality, sure, why not, whatever. But when you start to catch, oh, that was a thought, you can feel into it. If there's something that needs to come up and you can heal it or peel it or release it, whatever you want to do, that's your prerogative, because you're God, so you can create any reality for yourself you want. But if you just say, stop that thought in its tracks, or stop that feeling, allow yourself to feel. That's one thing. We shouldn't try to turn our emotions off or push them away. Feel whatever it is you're feeling, but don't take that as evidence that you're not going to get what you want because you're in a bad mood right now, or you're feeling like crying, even though you're trying to focus on really positive things. These are not actual evidence of reality. We've been tricked into thinking they are because they are very real. We experience them in ways that just the energy that we actually have access to, it just doesn't compute because we've been so ingratiated and ingrained to believe our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, what the guy down the road said yesterday, all the things. But I'm asking you just to be aware. Just be aware. You don't have to change anything. Just sit in your stillness, know that you are God, and be aware that you don't have to choose any of it. anymore, ever again. Yes, you may make that choice and that, you're claiming a new reality for yourself, but yet you're still seeing evidence of that old reality playing out. You don't have to take the bait, as the Rosy Life would say. You don't have to take the bait. You can say, that's nice. I acknowledge this is going on, but that's not my reality. And yeah, you're going to sound delusional, probably to yourself, but probably also to the other people in your life, especially if they're not like in your inner circle and know that you're like trying to life hack your way out of the matrix. They're going to be like, but when the insane are running the asylum, which is what this matrix, the insane are running the asylum in this matrix. So if you are doing the exact opposite of what most people are doing, you're most likely the sane one. And I know it sounds delusional, and I know it sounds insane, but it's actually not, because we live in an inverted matrix. So what's up is down, what's down is up, what's male is female, what's female is male, there's so much confusion and inversion and just bastardizing of the actual truth of nature. But it's not people's fault. We've all taken the bait multiple times and signed up, got the t-shirt, have the mug, got the matching outfit with our bestie. We've all done it. And we'll all continue to probably take the bait from time to time. It's way easier said than done to just step out of all of it, because it's in our face 24/7 all the time. But that's where your I am awareness comes in, to just be still and know that you are God. There's nothing you have to do unless you feel like it. Because if you're anything like me, I like homework. I like having something to sink my teeth into or to get my hands dirty with. But that is not a requirement for any of this. The only requirement is you to just be aware that you are the awareness. Everything you see, hear, taste, touch, smell, associate with is all an illusion unless it is in alignment with pure, untainted awareness, which most of this matrix couldn't even. We get glimpses, very fleeting glimpses of other people's pure I am awareness from time to time. That time you see someone that has no ties to somebody pulling a drowning person out of a river. They don't even know this person, but they are putting it all on the line to save this person. That is someone in their pure I am awareness. They probably didn't even think, they just moved. And that was spirit moving with them. There are glimpses, there are fleeting moments, and I have chills. We do see evidence of pure spirit here and there and everywhere, if we just have the eyes to see. But now that you're gaining more awareness with this, you do have, it's like before you were like, where is everything? I think I can see something. But as we step even further into this awakening process and really tuning into our I am presence, our true spirit, our spark of God, our pure consciousness, whatever you want to call that. Call it whatever you want. It doesn't need an actual label, but just for you to, for your own notes, for your own resources, call it what you will. But that is who we truly are. And we do see glimpses of that from time to time in this realm. We do. But the more this energy that's coming in to support us breaking free of this matrix, we are just rising in consciousness. So really it's a mental game. Because as the mental game shifts, so does the 3D reality. So it's not even about, all this new age nonsense about ascending from a 3D to a 5D. I mean, if you're going to talk pure consciousness, absolutely, that's happening. There's an evolution of consciousness. That's undeniable. You can just look around and see there are more awake people now than there have ever been in millennia, most likely. Millennia. I mean, yes, there are allegedly way more beings on the planet, spirits on the planet, than there ever have been, allegedly. But I still keep tuning in to feel that the world population they tell us is actually not anywhere near that number. That's just cosmic question for another day, maybe. Okay, back to my notes. So, yes, as I was saying, you're still playing those, circumstances, beliefs, situations, thoughts, memories of your past out. Because that past feels very valid in this and operational in this matrix system. But what if you could step out of that past and change the past like you could a pair of underwear, like we were already talking about? And I just thought, what's a funny way to say this? A pair of underwear. So you know, a pair of underwear. Most of us wear underwear. Maybe not everybody. Maybe I'm wearing them right now. Maybe I'm not. I'm not telling you guys. You just have to guess. So most of us wear underwear. So even if you don't wear underwear, hypothetically speaking, you're wearing a pair of underwear. Well, most underwear I've ever seen have at least 3 holes in them. But you probably don't want more than 3 holes in your underwear, right? Unless we're talking like, crotchless or edible. Like, we're not going down those side streets here. We're just sticking to regular granny panty style or brief style for the guys out there or the people that love briefs. Briefs or granny panties. That's what we're talking about here. Well, I guess the briefs even kind of have that like 4th hole with the, in the front. So let's just strictly talk granny panties. Let's simplify this analogy. We're strictly talking granny panties here. So if you could, step out of the past, think of it like you changing those underwear. And yes, it's supposed to have 3 holes. So say they get 4, 5, 6, 7 little holes along the seam, along the edge. You've got some strings hanging down. Maybe there's some stains in there. We won't go there. You use your beautiful I am awareness imagination to conjure up a disgusting pair of underwear that you're ready to just, get it out of here. Exit stage left. We're done. We're done with that pair of underwear. So, ew. Yeah, I know. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. But we know it's time to let go. When our underwear get to a certain point, we're like, ew, no more. Underwear, last I checked, aren't usually that expensive per pair, or even if you get like the big Hanes package of, granny panties, because that's our example, usually under $10. I would, fingers crossed, hope that they're still under $10. So for under $10, we can ditch that old pair, toss them in the garbage, toss them in the can, the trash, what do people in England call it? I always forget. It's just blanking for me. But, all the analogies for the trash. all the synonyms for trash. You can toss that pair of underwear in the trash, and then you most likely will never think about it again. The bin, that's it. Yes, thank you, Jessica. You're on it. So what if you could just step out of that past story, that memory, that trauma, that wound? Because that is absolutely available for us to do that. Because we can go purchase a brand new pair of underwear, step into them, and then when it's time to step into our big boy, this is the time. Step into your big girl or boy panties. That's where I was going with this. It's time. Step into your I am awareness. That's your big boy and girl panties. Big girl and boy panties right there. Your I am awareness in this example. And then at any moment, you can just let go completely of that old. Even if you hold on to the illusions or the residue of that past trauma, that relationship, that situation, things that you just didn't go your way, you can heal or peel, like that old pair of underwear, just peel them right off, toss them in the bin, all those old stories like they never existed. And like I said, even if there's residue and evidence of their existence in photographs or, your family member bringing it up again, that doesn't mean it actually happened in your reality, because you are shifting to a reality that already exists. It's not like you have to create it or, do some sort of alchemy. You literally just claim it as yours, a reality where that never happened, where you're in your highest alignment. Claim that reality as yours and step into that new pair of panties or underwear. Peel those old stories away like they never existed, because our I am awareness is that powerful. Think of it this way. When you're dreaming, you don't even, okay, so I had a really weird dream the other night, but that's neither here nor there. But in that dream, I was not at the same time, but kind of going back and forth between just being almost like a camera on set, filming a movie of whatever was going on in this dream, and then simultaneously being the main character, but I had blonde hair. So it wasn't me, Amanda. It was some other girl. She was like a early 20-year-old trying to hurry and pack up and move because her best friend, and I knew this both from the main character perspective and the kind of like camera observer perspective, that this best friend had this like passion and obsession for her that she didn't return, and he's going to kill her because she won't return it. And it was based on the movie Fear, if you've seen that movie, but it wasn't the same characters. But I knew in my mind, in my consciousness, that these characters, it was the movie Fear, and then they cut the dog's head off. Oh god, it's the worst. And then like when the movie ends, but instead of ending, I just kind of see it kind of reverse, like rewind, rewind, rewind. And then it's different people, different characters. And instead of the best friend, the psycho boyfriend harming it or killing unaliving the best friend, in this version of the movie Fear, in my dream, this best friend was actually the one with the obsession, and the boyfriend was actually trying to protect the girl. So it was kind of a twist on the movie Fear. But they were slightly older. They were like, didn't have parents checking in with them and stuff. But what I'm getting to with this is that when I'm dreaming that dream specifically, as the example, I don't know why I needed to go into it, but there it was. That's weird dream. My Amanda meat suit did not even exist anymore. I was fully immersed in that dream. And you could basically consider your waking life as more of a lucid dream. It's still not real. It's still not reality. It's your I am awareness basically acting as either that main character in the movie or the director or the camera guy or whoever kind of behind the camera, just taking it all in, filming it all, observing it. And a lot of us can, in any moment, cycle between just being lost as that character or kind of stepping back as kind of a detached version of ourselves and just observing, the movie playing out in our own lives. Many of us do cycle between main character of our movie or side chick of our movie. Many people live as the side chick in their own movie, or main character, or just kind of observer of the whole that's playing out. And the more that you can step into, yes, you're gonna have to be a human and take care of yourself and pay your bills and eat and go to work. And I'm not saying be that delusional that you just let go of everything and cease to exist because you can't take care of yourself. I'm not saying go that far, but the more you can really step into that like camera view observer aspect of it and just kind of see the whole thing playing out from a very detached observer awareness standpoint, the better off you're going to be. But the more you do this, you tune into your I am awareness, especially if you don't like what you're seeing playing out on this movie screen of your life, deciding once and for all in that moment that I'm bringing another reality online for myself. And for many of us that have been programmed that, life is hard, you gotta, blood, sweat, and tears to earn any little bit of a scrap thrown your way. It's going to be very difficult for us to literally make that quantum jump from one reality to a completely other reality. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. Unless you determine, no, it's going to be easy for me, then please claim that reality. But I'm just saying for most of us, it's a road, it's a journey. It's not something that overnight we're just quantum leaping and, living our billionaire lifestyle, curing all of the horrible systems, collapsing the matrix in one moment. It's possible and it's plausible, but most people are so programmed, me included, that it's going to be difficult to just jump into this new reality overnight like the rest didn't exist. We're going to have this kind of grace period or overlap or, one step forward, 2 steps back at times, and then other times we're taking 10 leaps forward. It's going to be different for each of us. But knowing that is our birthright, to just be able to experience any and every little thing, every whim, every desire, every care that we want is our birthright. Not so much in the matrix, but as you step out of the matrix, and the more that you tune into your I am presence, your I am awareness, you're rewired, especially in those moments of contention and resistance and struggle, deep emotional pain coming up, you step into your I am awareness, you're going to start to rewire the neurons and the pathways in your brain to be in your power when those things are happening. And I will share, let me see where I'm at on my notes. Yes, okay. So I'll share this personal little example, and then, so I'll keep this very vague just because I don't want to get into specifics in my personal life, but I was having a bit of a disagreement with someone in my life that normally when I have, and it's the same disagreement I've had for years. It's not like this was new. Wasn't anything new. It was the same discussion we've had for at least 15 to 20 years of time. Spoiler alert, it was my husband. Okay. So we're in the same disagreement that we've been in. Cycle. And I can already feel it coming on like clockwork every single time that it comes back. So I won't get into specifics, but I knew it was coming. And he starts to talk his case. And when he's talking his case, his voice gets louder and louder and louder. Not that he's yelling, but he's very in his emotions about it, to where when the loud voice comes in, the inner child in me just shuts right on down. Like I get this, like, it almost feels like this just fist or like a clamping of some hand around my throat that I physically can't talk when I'm in a situation like that. Not every time, but most of the time. Well, this time I felt it coming on, felt the claw of resistance going to my throat. And I stepped in, I closed my eyes, and I just put my hands on my heart. And I said, I am God. This is an illusion. I am God. This is an illusion. As I'm imagining my spirit, my I am presence, my I am awareness just getting bigger and brighter and bolder and taking up more space and just boom, 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 boom. And normally I would, get told that, oh, you're shutting down, you're ignoring me, you're not hearing me, you're not listening. I guess I'll shut up now. Instead, because I did all of this, I held space. I held space for my I am and the fact that I want to shift this reality. This is not what I want to be experiencing. And of course, it's going to be difficult when you're out in the world, just doing one of these moves where it looks like you're doing nothing, but just sitting there with your hands on your heart. That's going to look weird. But in the presence of my own, the comfort of my own home, it was fine. And lo and behold, it didn't end the same way it always does. And in fact, it ended a way that it's never ended before. He just said his piece. And then he changed the subject to something completely different, but was just bright. So it's like, what just happened? And something I was telling Amber earlier today. Usually when we're in our high vibe, it really doesn't take a lot to knock us off that high horse. Just someone, maybe you're whistling as you're walking from your car in a parking lot into a store, and you see someone get hit by a car. You're easily taken off that high vibration. You're probably rushing over to make sure everybody's okay or whatever. Or, you have some really good news you want to share with someone, and then you go to share it with them, and they're either not receptive to it, or they just like poop on you all the crap that they've dealt with that day. And now you're kind of like, well, I'm going to look like an ass if I share my good news. So I guess I'll just like it falls flat. But just as easily, I would say it's going to be more difficult when you're in that high, but just as easily as someone in a lower vibration can suck us down to their level. In fact, I would say it's going to be difficult for us that are on that, higher vibe, or more of our own I am awareness is on point, for us to hold that vibe like I did in the moment, really bringing that I am awareness full on. What did that do? It did not bring me down to meet where he was. What that did was it brought him up here, or at least brought him up from where he was to where like the whole situation just dissolved right in front of my face. I'm still like, how did that happen? So that's one time I've done this. So I don't have like evidence to give you guys that it works every time. But the one time I tried this, in the moment, I just got this inspiration. Tune into your I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. This is an illusion. This is an illusion. I know it felt delusional while I was doing it. I'm like, wow, he's going to be upset. But then I'm like, no, I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Like, just over and over for like maybe 3 minutes while he was talking about things. I was still hearing. It was weird because it was almost like my consciousness was holding that space for my I am awareness to come in, but I was also hearing what he was saying. Just bringing it up, boom. And I'm still like trying to dissect, how did that work? How did that happen? But it was happening in more energetic realms. So it might be difficult when you're at work and you're kind of in a situation where you want to do that, but people are watching you. Of course, use your own best judgment on when and how to do that. But, especially when you're at home, in the presence of your comforting home, where you feel you can be, tapped and tuned into your awareness when you're feeling anxiety come up or something, would be a good example. You can do that same thing and just see if it works. It might work for you. It might not. I don't know. Try it out. Just see. There's my little hot tip for you. What else? Okay. So another thing I wrote was your consciousness can only expand to the edges of the cage of your belief system. And I put lie because the word lie is right in the middle. L-I-E. Lies, deception. The word lie is right in the middle of belief. The word belief. So, well, kind of slightly off center, but you get what I'm saying. It's in the word belief. So your consciousness can only expand to the edges of the cage of your belief system. When you let go of the cage, or you remove the holy underwear, not spiritually holy, but like too many holes, more than 3 holes in the underwear, gotta go. But when you remove or let go of that cage, there is no more box to contain you. Really, that consciousness cage, that net, that frequency net, the false matrix, that's what this is. That's what this is. And when you can let go of that cage and even going against the laws of physics, of, all these, like gravity, and you start denying those are a thing. And yeah, I know, insane are running the asylum. So when you step out, you're going to feel like the insane one. Because you're the one thinking all the Lulu up in here. But as they say, Delulu is the Salulu. But it's not true delusion because you're just seeking a different reality for yourself. Just because I've signed up to be in this matrix, whether I was tricked or came in willingly, I guess remains to be seen, but I'm here. That doesn't mean I have to continue to play by the rules. I'm not hurting anybody. I mean, I guess you could argue, well, you're stepping out of my reality. You're triggering me. Okay, whatever. I'm not intending to hurt anybody by trying to level myself up to get out of this matrix. And I want to experience more and better for myself. So, yes, your awareness, your focus, your I am presence, that is who you truly are. You're not just, you are renting this body while you're here. So it does feel very much a part of who you are. Your personality, your ego feels very much a part of who you are. Again, because of the programming. But who you truly are when this body passes away, when the ego goes away with the body, when you go back from whence you came, your awareness is who you are. And everything that is not in alignment with your purity, your essence, your I am presence is truly an illusion and can fall away just like that because it's usually filtered through the lens of our past experience. That's what keeps these past experience and our triggers and these trauma loops and bonds alive and thriving because we keep signing up every single time it comes up. We sign up again. We sign up again. We sign up again. There can come a time right now because now is the only moment we have. I've known that for years. I think you've all known that for years, but yet when you grasp it on an even deeper level, it just hits different. You realize you don't have to be or carry those backpack full of bricks anymore. You let it all go in the snap of a finger, or if you're someone more like me, the last probably 8 years, peeling it away or healing, dark night of the soul, going in, doing all sorts of healing work. That's also a valid path. There's no wrong way to do this thing. You don't have to do anything. But if you feel like you need to do some work about it, or shadow work, or meditation, shamanic journeying, healing, whatever, do what you feel called to do. Until you don't feel called to do it anymore, then do something different. Or just be. Be still and know that you are God. That is going to be the most potent thing you can do. And the more often you can do it, you're going to start to reprogram your brain and also your subconscious, and also just form new neural pathways for yourself to where you don't hand your power away or you don't instantly step into victim mode or get triggered. You're going to transcend a lot of what's going on in the physical reality. And as such, your whole physical reality is going to shift as well because it has no choice but to shift. As you shift in those 99% of other realms and energies that we can't taste, touch, hear, smell, feel, hear, whatever the 5 senses are, you guys get what I'm saying. When you shifted in the 99% rest of reality, there's no choice but eventually, Again, time being the weird thing that it is, eventually it will show up in your physical 3D reality as well. The proof will be in the pudding eventually, even if it's not there for a while. Don't give up. Continue. Practice is what's going to get you there. Just practice and make it a practice. Each as many times as you can catch yourself, really projecting things onto people or judging people or, complaining. Complaining is a big one. When you start to hear yourself complain, instead, I'm not saying you'll never complain again, but when you catch yourself complaining, that's half the battle. You caught yourself. Red-handed. I'm cold. My head hurts. I'm tired. I catch myself saying these things all the time. But I am, and then whatever you complete that sentence with becomes your reality. Don't claim it anymore. Even if it feels very real in the moment, you don't have to continue to choose it, especially those of you that deal with chronic pain or chronic ailments, illnesses of some kind, physical maladies. It feels very real because you're literally feeling it, but you don't have to keep choosing it. And eventually your reality will shift to what you're actually choosing. Okay. Oh, you feel it in your stomach. Oh my God, it's happening again. Yeah, I do too. It's like this pit that just opens up and your throat drops into your stomach. And then for me anyway, that's second. Yeah, for sure. But the whole stomach thing, absolutely. I did not mention that, but absolutely. Can't spell belief without lie. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. What else do we want to talk about? I'm actually going long. I want to keep this to about an hour. We're only about a minute over, so a minute and a half over. So I think we're doing all right. So your consciousness, I did touch on that. So, like I was saying, it's not about perfection. It's really just about catching yourself, being focused on the non-ideal. So whatever is not ideal to you. And this is not about spiritually bypassing, because that's a big thing in the spiritual movements and the New Age communities and all these things about just, but if you are shifting, it does look a lot like spiritually bypassing. You're like, la, 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 can't see you, can't hear you, that never happened. It's territory we're treading into that feels very spiritually bypassing. But this is the thing is, all of these concepts, all of these constructs are illusion. They're all false. They don't align with your pure consciousness. So when you choose something that's more in alignment with your pure consciousness, maybe for a while you are deciding to go on a healing journey and heal and, face every little thing that comes your way. But again, remember, where your attention's going, your energy's flowing. So if you're on this perpetual healing journey, like I feel like I've been on for the past 8 years, you're just going to always keep perpetuating more things to heal because that's where your focus is and attention is being paid into. Because what you focus on, you create more of in your life. It's just as simple as that. The more it's basically like placing an order. Every time you click on a video, every time you have a thought and then the thoughts are not you, but you're aware of the thought, and then you go on a spiral and you keep going down a spiral. But until you decide, no, stepping out of that, it's like you removed your energy, you pulled it back. And then you can reframe from that be still and know that I am God. What would I rather have? I know, again, it feels very into the spiritually bypassing territory, but it, to me, feels like a very fine line we're treading here between absolute delusion and breaking ourselves out of this matrix by not agreeing to all of these false ideas anyway. Because who said we have to do this, and this, and that will lead to liberation? Because as far as I've seen, we're all still here, We're all still in the matrix. Some of us can dip in and out from time to time, I'm sure, because we've all had that higher consciousness. Even, again, it's fleeting. It can be very fleeting. When we feel it, we just want to stay there, but then dip back down. So yes, it's not about perfection. It's just about catching yourself focused on the non-ideal. That is the key to shifting it over time. Again, time being this thing that it is, it's very illusory, but really everything we're dealing in this realm is illusion. They call it Maya in the Vedas. It's Maya. It's illusion. It's all smoke and mirrors anyway. So we might as well focus and smoke and mirrors with the things we actually want to experience and not the things we don't. Right? Sign me up. So I just have a couple of things that can just help you be able to take your power back by shifting your focus, paying your attention, spending your time. One is eat right and get your gut in order, because that's going to cut out a lot of just blah, feeling blah, thinking blah. You're going to get some massive mental clarity by cleaning up your gut health. You're going to get some massive physicality cleansing, as far as, just your physical vessel feeling a lot better, a lot less inflammation, a lot less chronic illness and disease. All disease starts in the gut. All of it, every single one. Clean your gut, get your gut lining really nice and built and beautiful, because you are what you eat, literally. Cut out all the garbage as much as you can. I know it's difficult. It's so hard. It's so hard. But I just said it's hard. That's why I made it hard for myself. But when I start to reprogram myself and say, no, it's easy. I love eating healthy things. I crave healthy things. Healthy things are my way of life. We got to rebrainwash ourselves. Every turn we take, we need to rebrainwash ourselves. I know in the now moment what this feels like, where we're at, most of us right now on a conscious level, it feels difficult. But it doesn't have to continue to feel difficult, because we can choose different in any moment with anything, a relationship, the way we eat, what we consume, what our jobs are, how we experience our jobs. Is it fun? Is it boring? Is it paying our bills? Is it barely scraping by? We can shift all of it at any time. So number one, eat right, get your gut in order. Number two, media / just whatever it is you're consuming, cleanse. That's not just physically eating and drinking, but cleansing where your attention, you're paying your attention, you're spending your time. These are currencies. You want to keep your energy as, delusional as possible. Stop watching the media for you to spend your beautiful life force energy into these agendas, because you can opt out. I promise you can opt out, and anything that's important for you to know in your 3D reality, you will know. You've always known in the moment what you needed to know when you needed to know it. I love that my friend Jessa turned me onto that phrase. You will know. So don't feel you have to watch the news just so you are doing your civic duty or so you're in the know. If you're going to watch news, I guess just watch your local, very local community news. But yes, media and whatever it is you're consuming with your eyes, if it's not leading you to your ideal reality, cut it out. I know we are very curious creatures as humans. Me too. Gemini moon, what? Very curious. I take the clickbait a lot, but I am also working to not do that so much myself. Especially when it comes to like pop culture, media, current events, things with certain celebrities. I try to only, like the Game Awards the other night, that lit me up. That was not something taking my life force energy. That like it filled my cup. So you're going to be the one to discern what feels like it's draining you or taking you away from your ideal reality, what feels like it's bringing you closer or just filling you up in some way. Because if it's making you feel a certain type of way toward the negative, it's okay to take a break, because you can always return to it. It's not like you're losing it forever. You can always return to it, but spoiler alert, most of the time you feel so good, it's just out. You become a new form new habits, and then it's out of your life, and you're just like, Facebook who? Like that was me for years. I'm like, Facebook who? I dip in from time to time, but now that I got control over my, at one point, Facebook addiction, I will go out and say, yes, I did have a Facebook addiction, 2019, 2020. And then once this whole, pandemic thing happened, I'm like, I'm out. Not opting into that anymore. And I took I would dip in just to, my mom like, oh, did you see so-and-so, whatever. I dip in just to check that, and then I dip right back out for at least 2.5 years. And then when I did come back, I'm still not back. I'm never going to go back. But I do dip in from time to time with very conscious intentions of what I'm looking for. When I was doing like the start part of my candle stuff, I would dip into this very specific candle group And I'd go directly there. Yes, curiosity got me a few times. I catch myself scrolling and I'm like, ah. But again, this is not about perfection. It's just about catching yourself and recorrecting. And when you catch yourself, you can recorrect, course correct. You're forming new neural pathways in your brain that say, no, that's not what we want. I'm taking my power back and I'm redirecting us. You're brainwashing yourself to trust yourself, to make the right choices for yourself in the moment. It's powerful. When you can recorrect yourself, you're doing so much for yourself. Like, gold star for you. Yes. And then number 3, I only giving you 3 things, but I'm very long-winded on them, so I apologize. But 3, practice tuning into what you're aware of, for good or for bad. Just tune in. Like, what am I aware of right now? Or if you catch yourself complaining about something, or you catch yourself really lit up about something, be aware. Just be still and know that I am God. Even if things are going on all around you and you're busy at work right now, you could still, for a moment, be still and know that you are God. Be still and know that if you're experiencing a reality you love, you can amplify it. If you're experiencing a reality you're just not about it, you feel any feelings you feel about it, let them move through you, because emotions are energy in motion. Allow them to move through you. You don't have to attach a story to it, dress it up with little clothing, like Rosie says. Just let it pass by or pass through you like a storm cloud. So just practice tuning into what you're aware of, and the practice of course correcting when you realize you're doing, thinking, seeing, being something you don't want to be. Course correct. It's not about perfection, it's about practice. It's easy to do, but it's also easy not to do. And you might even want to start this just by randomly putting a few alarms on your phone throughout the day, just to say, what am I aware of? Or I am, in all caps. That's just enough of a trigger to let you know, oh yeah, what am I aware of right now? And you don't even have to be aware of things external to you, but just being aware of your awareness, tuning into your spirit. Nothing else matters in that moment. So I hope this was beneficial. I hope this was helpful to someone out there. This was fun for me. I kind of just had my notes and my loose kind of idea of what to talk about, but I don't know. I felt it was successful. And again, this is not about being perfect. This is just about remembering who we are, who the F we are. We're humans, yes, but that is not our actual identity. It's kind of a character or a role we're playing right now. But who we truly are could never, ever be contained by this matrix system. And that's why they work so hard to keep us from remembering who the F we are. We are God. Each and every one of us is God, a fractal of God. Even that person you don't like very much is also God. So if you can start treating yourself and others as if they are God, because it's the truth, that's the truth. If you can start treating people that way, your whole life is going to change, their lives are going to change, and it's ripple, ripple, ripple. Chills. Because so many people are already aware. Cat's out of the bag, guys. This matrix is falling fast. It's crumbling right before our very thoughts, eyes, and consciousness. Of course, it's happening in these more energetic realms first, and so many veils of illusion have really already fallen. It's just we're starting to become more aware of that in our 3D reality, that certain things that once had a very strong hold over us just lost their power. And one thing for me that really lost the power was, of course, Facebook. I already talked about that, because I decided, no, this is a problem and I don't want it to be a problem anymore. I'm taking my power back. I'm bringing my energy away from Facebook and I'm bringing it back to myself. The same thing I did in 2016 through 2019. I didn't watch any TV. And you guys, my whole personality was surrounded by what I watched. And yes, I still have my favorites. That's okay. We're humans. We can also have fun if it feels like a benefit to us. But if our whole reality is spent in the Neptune illusion of media, that can be a problem because we're not giving ourselves the space to tune into ourselves, you know? But yeah, from 2016 to 2019, I didn't watch one TV show, one movie, nothing. Not to say that I didn't see it on a screen here or there, you know, out at this, like a dinner. There are like certain sports bars where they serve dinner and stuff that, you know, going to eat or something, there would be a screen. I might glance at it. And of course I would see YouTube stuff. But as far as like pre-programmed media, I just checked out. I opted out, even though I was missing a lot of shows that but it felt like an addiction to me. And I didn't want that to control me. So I stepped away. And when I came back in 2019, 2020, it was a much more controlled way because I was setting the intention. I want to watch this series or this show, not all at once. Usually I would piece it out. But I was very intentional. It wasn't just me, you know, as they say, channel surfing anymore. No more. Or going down, I used to have the DVR full of all my shows. I would watch all the shows. No, I never got into like the Desperate Housewives or the Housewives of whatever or The Bachelor. I never got into any of that really. But yeah, I did watch a lot of other reality TV stuff, but I haven't watched any of that. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but for me, I knew it would be a problem because I'd get too hooked into the storylines. It's all about the story. All right. Yes, again, wrapping up. I hope that was beneficial. I think it was. Yeah, this is cold. Oh, thank you, you guys. Very helpful, says Jessica. Thank you. Oh, you're taking this as a sign to take a break from Instagram. There you go. And that's like I was saying earlier. Like, you can always go back. No one's saying, you know, you can't ever go back again. And I say the first 2 weeks are usually the most difficult. But especially if it's something you're just constantly, like Facebook, I'd just have a slight moment of downtime 50 different times a day, and I'd catch myself on Facebook. And not because I was even needing to see something specific. I was just like, it was like a pacifier, like for a toddler is what it felt like. Rather than me just feel into my own anxiety and say like, what's going on? Like that anxiety, just pick up your phone, go to Facebook, go to Instagram, go wherever. So when you do return, if you ever did, it's going to feel like a much more controlled way about it. And curate. That's another thing, another hot tip. If you are, you know, taking a break from media and then coming back, when you do come back, curate, because your perspective is going to have shift. So a lot of the people you used to tune into a lot, they just may not align with you anymore. Some will, obviously, but others you're just going to be like, why did I care so much about that? Let me just unfollow or unsubscribe or, you know, whatever it is. Yeah, I still have more to do in TV. I have become very selective, yet I want to completely detox. Yep, numb the mind. Yeah, absolutely. I know. I want to take a break from paying taxes on my earnings as well. Wouldn't that be nice? Well, hey, you're God. Manifest it. Manifest it! Because in the true, like, organic blueprint of this planet, there was no such thing as taxes. People who are in alignment with their own spirit would want to help others, would want to make sure they themselves had their oxygen mask on first, but would also be very heart-centered and want to help others. But it's not about the self-sacrifice of just give to everyone else. It's about the balance. First, taking care of yourself so that everyone can thrive. Because when you take care of yourself, you're doing a great service to this world, especially the original blueprint of this world, not this 3D matrix false trap that's been put over it. This whole every man for himself, very greedy way of everybody taking, every man for himself, basically. But as a heart-centered, I am taking care of myself, not just physically and emotionally and mentally, but also spiritually. And especially spiritually, let's be honest, tuning into your I am awareness, your true spirit, cultivating that connection, it only gets bigger and bigger and brighter the more you do it. Practice makes better. All right, well, we have one donation from Mardell, so we're going to get into that. And I think she just said a general. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, Mom. Did you want a specific question, or was this just general? Yeah, I think we went like an hour and 5 minutes on the actual webinar portion. per my timestamp. And then we did that little collective reading kind of before. Yeah, I feel good about this. I'm excited. This was fun. I'm gonna have to go back and listen on 2 times speed just to let it sink in. All right, general. Okay. So we'll put these cards back. Wrigley did good. He picked some, I mean, wow. They were really in alignment with what I wanted to talk about. I didn't really get into the aspects of the divine masculine and divine feminine I wanted to talk about, but it's mostly because I already kind of tuned into that in the collective. But it's getting hot here, so I'm going to take this off. All right. It's funny. I feel like I wear this shirt every single live stream, and I have to like go back and check the live stream to make sure I didn't wear it the previous live stream. I did not do that this time. But what happens, this is like my most like around the house comfy shirt. So I'll wear it for like 2 days and then I'll wash it. And then I'll wear something else for 2 days. And then I'll put this one back on and wear something like, this is like the go-to shirt for the time. Don't ask me why. It's just, it's the comfy shirt. It's my lays around shirt. It's my work shirt. It's my go to bed shirt. Yeah. So if you've seen me wear this recently, I apologize. I swear I did wash it in between. Oh. It's not quite reached that status where I'm going to have to throw it away because it has too many holes, like the underwear example we used earlier, but I digress. Okay, I'm going to timestamp Mardell's reading so she can come back to this. 1:21:11. Okay. I'm going to take a quick drink of water, too. It's been like an hour and 21 minutes since or before that, even. All right. Here we go. Mardell. General reading. What does Mardell need to know? Especially with that I am awareness. Where's her focus? What is in her best interest to focus on or to be a focus in life? To overcome, to challenge, to expand, whatever Mardell needs to know. From her I am awareness. From her true, in alignment with her true spirit, as I always say. Ooh, 5 of Pentacles. So it's about shifting that focus. Actually, that's more 5 of Cups, but I'm getting the same vibe from this. But it's also just about that lack mentality, that poverty mindset, victimhood. It's about shifting out of that and paying attention. If you're paying attention into victimhood, you're asking for more of it. Again, we know these things. We know these things on a deep level, but yet we all fall into these patterns. So this is about shifting and knowing. Because on the traditional Rider-Waite depiction of the 5 of Pentacles, I think it's a lady and then a man with like crutches, and they're right outside of a church. You can see like the stained glass church window, but they're like left out in the cold. All they have to do is go around the corner, open the door, and they're warm. They're safe. They have a hot meal. Everything they need is right there. They just need to shift the focus to know they already have what they need. And that's the vibe coming through for this with you. All right. What else does Mardell need to know? And this does feel work-related, especially. Okay. I love this. And it's really cool that like orb behind him in his shadow. It's like even in the shadow, there's a bit of light. Because, think shadow. Oh, the shadow side's dark. It's bad. It's whatever. But think of it this way. A shadow is just a result of something being in the way of a light being cast. And then it casts the shadow. But look, the light is still present in the shadow. So even if you're feeling a certain type of way about work or, just about certain personal things going on in, people's relationships and, things we talk about, you and I, that I don't maybe want to necessarily put out here. So you know what I'm talking about. Just shifting your awareness that you can shift that. You can shift that focus because the Hermit is a very powerful card. It's like my life path and your life path, Mom. You're also life path 7. I know it's the card number 9, but it's very life path 7 vibes, but also life path 9 vibes. Life path 9s are very Hermit energy as well. But this does feel very much like just tuning into the I am and bringing it on, bringing it up over and over and over to help shift this focus of lack to no. That's my old story. I'm not playing that out anymore. We're going somewhere else. We're bringing that reality on deck. All right. For some reason, I want to go to this. Oh, Venus. Love. beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, getting in your receiving mode, just stepping into your I am presence and saying, I am ready to receive all that has been owed to me with interest. Because so many of us have, sacrificed or not quite followed through on something we wanted or dimmed our light. Well, you can call all that power back to yourself, all that gift, money, receiving, call it all back to you with interest. All of you. I mean, really, this feels like a collective reading for anyone listening, but also for Mardell specifically. Because Venus is, if you want to think Jupiter is about, all the wealth, all the riches, Venus is even more so. Because Venus, is more about there's like the Suras and the Devas. And Jupiter's like the Suras of the Vedas, and then Venus is the Devas, which is very in the material world, the money, the luxury, all the good things money can buy. It's like Jupiter is the millionaire planet, but Venus is the billionaire planet. Yes, you know how. And that's the thing that's really powerful with my mom is she can do this I am and I demand what's mine when ish hits the fan. When her back's against the wall, she can easily shift into this I am and I declare that this is going to be my reality. She can easily do it when her back's against the wall. But this is about being able to do this even when things are chill, which you would think it'd be the opposite. Like when things are chill, I can do this manifesting thing like nobody's business. But then when my back's against the wall, I panic. But she's actually the opposite. Yeah. Yeah, it's Asuras and the Devas, and then it was Shukra, the Gurus of the Asuras. See, I knew I had it slightly different. Yeah, but the Asuras are more of like a spiritual expansion, like spiritual gifts, spiritual riches, and then Venus is more the material world riches. So yeah, I did have that backwards, but I'm glad Amber could get that straightened out for us. Yes, Guru of the Devas, absolutely. And I used to know that exactly because I'm a Venus ruled Libra ascendant with a Jupiter in the ascendant in a Venus ruled sign. And Venus and Jupiter are not friendly in the astrology. They're not friendly. They're both benefic, friendly planets, but they themselves together. And I believe it's Jupiter that hates or can't stand Venus, but Venus is just kind of neutral to Jupiter, which is interesting. Yeah. All right. What else does Mardell need to know? I love this. But it's love and the lover. But this is about, they say it is the low vibration consciousness, which is interesting because to me personally, and just when I tune into the actual true energy of these planets, matrix nets, frequency nets, Venus is the only one that feels authentic. It is like, as they have this point of Rahu or the North Node, and then the South Node, the demon or the serpent that was cut in half, and the head of the demon, the tail of the demon or serpent. But yeah, and then the Devas are the Christ consciousness. Yeah. But it's interesting how in certain texts, they almost say that it's a bad thing to go after your desires. All that this material world has to offer, they consider that a bad thing, which I guess whoever's being the observer, it could be, maybe, but it could be a really good thing. Who knows? So it kind of gives you something to think about. But anyway, this is about you being able, Mardell, Mom, to focus on what you love and be the lover of your own life. Love the life you're living because you're creating it every moment and stepping into this just, I love that they actually put a female lioness on here rather than a male lion. Because yes, I do believe that Leo is a masculine energy, but I get such a feminine kind of Lilith energy almost from Leo energy. But also there is some masculine in there as well. It's a very I would say second, for me personally, this is not written somewhere, but for me personally, it's second, maybe to Gemini with the duality of very feminine, but also very masculine. Whereas Gemini is very androgynous, I guess, energetically speaking. I guess you could almost consider it like the union. And look, lovers, the lover, and love. So it's about focusing on love, the things you love, having gratitude, Mardell, for the things you love, and allowing that vibration to really amplify in your life, and then going at your I am and declaring yourself a new reality after you've kind of put yourself in this higher vibrational state. That's what I see specifically for you. It's going to feel much easier to do that when you're in this love state rather than, things going on at work is an example for you where they're just looking like, watching the clock tick, nothing's happening. And you're getting frustrated or annoyed or like, oh, this sucks. And then trying to step into your I am from that spot. Still obviously do that, but it might be easier to kind of put a step in between, to just focus on something that does make you smile, does make you happy, does light you up. Your dogs, your kids, your grandkids, that really funny video you once watched. Just really almost elevate your vibration. And then, and this whole time you can be stepping into that I am awareness. But I feel for you specifically, it's going to be easier to make that quote unquote quantum leap or quantum jump from, quote unquote shitty reality you might feel like you're experiencing right now to bring that good reality on. Does that make sense? It's like you're taking a step in between. Yes, you're like, I am God presence is also there. It's never not there. But you're really having this gratitude as kind of a middle step, I see. All right. Oh, there's Mercury on the back. Communication. And Mercury just did go direct on the 14th, 15th, 14th. So 4 days ago. But it's kind of going to still be in this weird, wonky kind of, let's get direct energy and really be in that forward movement through about December 31st, 30th, 31st, somewhere in there. But we're starting the new year with Mercury direct for the first time this will be year 3. Yeah, the 15th. Yeah. I knew it was somewhere in this earlier last week time. Oh, yeah. So communication. And it says words, thoughts, analysis, information, learning, trade, ideas, smarts, reporting, awareness, vision, lens, that lens through which you're viewing your life. Palette, perception, also another synonym for awareness, really. Curiosity, narrative. What narrative are you believing? Believing. Muse and wonder. And I like the muse and wonder because that's stepping out of what may seem to be the reality and just saying, not for me. Let me think of something better, or let me bring up something better. All right, what else does Mardell need to know? Just about life in general. Just anything that needs her awareness. Okay. I love this. Okay, this is the timeline shifting card. The 7 of Cups. Choose. You don't need to settle. You choose. You choose. Choose. Whatever thing on here you want. It's up for grabs. And there's your life path number 7. And at the heart of this card, I always say, this is a message of hope. Oh, this is the Wake Me Up Tarot. I love this deck. It's one of, oh God, I have so many favorites, but it's top 20 for sure. I probably have 20 favorite decks, but it's definitely up in there. It's a great deck. I love it. It's got a nice, updated, more modern spin on the traditional depictions, but still carrying the essence, I believe, anyway. That's why I love it. So this really is about letting you know I'm going to get a clarifier on this to see what exactly this is bringing up about being able to shift timelines. But I'm just seeing that the choice is yours. Just claim it. Just literally claim it. Yell it if you have to. Maybe Penelope will go running if you yell it. Get your white dish out and yell it. She'll take off running. Inside joke. Inside choke. Oh. So fun. Okay, what does Mardell need to know about this Seven of Cups timeline shift? Yes! Bring it on. You have it right now. That has been happening. I sent Amber a dance emoji, and she's like, how did you know Kashmir was dancing 2 minutes ago? Oh, and I forgot to say this at the beginning. Why did I forget this? I'm going to get into this, but tangent. At the beginning of live stream, I meant to mention that I had this vision for what I wanted the thumbnail of this webinar to look like. And I used an AI. Which one did I use? There's a lot of them out there. I used deepai.org to generate, and you type in what you want it to generate, and then it'll generate. I had to try it like 8 times before I got the image I loved, which is the thumbnail here. Let me go back to my tab. But I had this vision of I wanted, and this one didn't have it, but like 3 or 4 of the other ones had like this, between the solar plexus and the heart, I wanted this like life force energy to be shining bright. But I also wanted someone, I could just picture ocean waves, a lady in a purple dress and, red hair, because why not? Sounds fun. Wrigley's like, that doesn't look like you. Is that supposed to be you? I'm like, no, it's not supposed to be me. It's just a red-haired person. AI generated person. But I then envisioned, like, I was doing a bunch of prompts, and then at the end, I'm like, oh, I want to actually see like a rainbow above her. So I typed that in kind of as an afterthought, and then I got the one that is the thumbnail. Well, I was already like maybe 5 minutes behind where I wanted to be to get out my door, but I wanted to at least get the image that I wanted to use for the thumbnail done before I had to go pick the kids up, so it was just ready to go. So I walk out my door, and the very first thing I see is a double rainbow in the sky. I was just like, wow. I was just like channeling a rainbow in my whatever, and the rainbow from, I was here sitting in this chair on this laptop doing the thing with the thumbnail, and the rainbow was directly opposite behind me when I went out my front door. So crazy. But anyway, back to Mardell's reading. The Tower, I was clarifying timeline shifting. Let it crumble down. Let the old timelines crumble down. Choose what benefits you, because you don't have to live in all this toxicity and trauma anymore. You're done with it. And that lightning strike is the spark of I am awareness saying, what the hell are we doing? We don't have to do this. I generate a real rainbow. And of course I'm wearing something way different than the thumbnail, but I had red hair out there too, but no ocean waves, thank goodness, not in Montana. Not to say I don't love ocean waves, but if they showed up in Montana, like out of nowhere, that'd be really scary for me. So let's keep them away. I'll go to them. They don't need to come to me. We'll put it that way. All right. Wow. Okay. All these cards fell out. They feel relevant, but I'm going to start with this one because, oh my God, the I am awareness burning down all this junk that just doesn't need to be there anymore to make way for a different tower. All these cups, just overflowing love cups. And this is a family card, deep emotional connection. So as you line up with your ideal reality, everyone in your ideal reality is also lined up. So as you shift, and this, if anyone is really feeling Mardell's reading, it feels so collective, but it is very specific to you, Mom, obviously. But there are a lot of collective themes going on for our little collective here that are just right on time. But as you are this just bright, beautiful, overflowing version of yourself, you have no choice but to inspire others around you, and they have no choice but to get on board that train. And they would be honored to jump on that train because most people are living in this. Most people. Pam's here! Powerful redhead! And John's here! Oh my gosh! It's a party now! We've got 7 people as I drop a bunch of cards. Okay. So this really is about leaving old toxicity, bad timelines to wow. Just capital W-O-W, wow. All right. We also have the 5 of Cups, which earlier I was getting a slight 5 of Cups vibe from this 5 of Pentacles. This is the true shift your focus. Because he's very focused on what's here. He should be focusing on the 2 of Cups that we got in our collective reading at the beginning about the union of your own divine feminine and divine masculine energies to be able to alchemize and transmute this matrix net that's been put over our consciousness to step into higher states of consciousness. It's going to be much easier to step into those higher states of consciousness with your own divine feminine and masculine energies intertwined and not separated and not speaking to each other. Yeah, you can hear my dogs barking. Yeah, they're barking at something. Ryan went back into work because he's been getting all the overtime lately, so he's not even down there to make them stop. But they will stop. There's probably someone outside shoveling their snow or something. But all right, Mardell, Knight of Wands. And Mardell donated way more than she should have, so I'm going in on this reading. And it looks like Pam also donated a lot, so we're going to go in on her reading next. Thank you, Pam. And anyone else who wants to donate, we will obviously take care of you tonight as well. But Knight of Wands, you can shift fast. This is quick. This is amazing. You're moving in, coming in hot, claiming what's yours. This guy literally claimed what was his, and he's off now. He's not waiting around for anyone to get on board or, what do you think? F it, I'm out. I'm going the direction I know I'm meant to be. But in doing this, there really is nothing you have to do. You already are it. So just you being still. But this just energetically is, getting the message across that take what you want and run with it. Not literally, but like energetically speaking. Next. Yes. Ace of Swords. And look at the wrist is, the chains have broken. You're breaking the spell. You're breaking the chains of the old realities, stepping into truth and clarity where there once was very big confusion. And at times, this Seven of Cups, where did he go? At times, this Seven of Cups can represent confusion, like analysis paralysis. Just too many options. I don't even know what to choose. But you're getting clarity on what you're choosing. You're choosing it. You're claiming it. It's yours. You're breaking free from any limiting beliefs, lack mentalities. And it's not even like you have to bring those realities to you. They already exist within you. So you just, and this was a kind of analogy that I got earlier. I used it when I was talking to the kids about choosing something different or shifting timelines, shifting realities. And I saw it as this like bundle of uncooked spaghetti noodles. And I said, each one of those spaghetti noodles is like a straw you can pull out of the bundle. And if you're done with one of them, you don't have to hold on to it anymore. You can just grab a new one out of the bundle. And they loved that. They're like, oh yeah, that's awesome. So it's like, you are the bundle of spaghetti, uncooked spaghetti, and all potentials are already possible within you. You just need to almost like treat the universe as your like personal catalog to pick and choose what you want. I mean, you already are it. It already exists. So just claim it as yours. And if you're like how, what, where, when, why, and you're watching, I know Mardell already knows about the Rosie life, but she talks a lot about this stuff. And it's like the more I watch, the more things click for me. But then we have the Four of Cups. So it's about, what I love about this depiction of this is there's new communication coming in that you are not aware of right now that's going to blow your mind. It's going to be something really exciting. Even if you may, set an intention that's going to happen, when it actually does happen, it's going to blow your mind. And it's going to be financial or something enough to give you a new beginning to something you're trying to do or to manifest or to create in your life. But it's very tangible. So you're going to see proof and evidence of this in the material world. That one little 0.5 to 1%, but also energetically the other 99 point whatever percent. It's showing up in your physical reality. So there will be proof. For all of you out there like me that need some sort of proof, you're too skeptical. I'm slowly overcoming my skeptical tendencies. Slowly and surely. Yes, I am. Because it's not that seeing is believing. It's believing is seeing. And the lie, knowing. Instead of the word believe, I want to say knowing. It's not seeing is knowing. It's knowing. When you know something, then you will start to see the proof of that as a reality for you. It's usually not the other way around. Chocolate from the sky moment. I love it. Yes. All right. So I feel like I need to get one more. We're going to go the Money Moves Oracle for Mardell, and then we're going to move into Pam's reading. All right, Money Moves Oracle for Mardell. Anything else Mardell needs to know? In alignment with your true spirit. You are your own authority, and that's very Emperor energy. Reclaiming all that authority from, the IRS or the government or the police, whatever authorities are external to you, and just reclaiming your own spiritual sovereign authority over your own life. Take on the role of a leader and everyone will respect you. Be self-confident. And this is not even about other people. Who cares? Who cares what they think? No one. This is just about you taking on that role of leader in your own life to shift your reality to where you want it, to then be able to respect yourself. That's really how I'm reading this. Yes, Mom, get it. Get it. And then gift is on the back. So I'm going to read that as well. You will discover a new talent that will lead to new opportunities. Use opportunities that arise. Hello? Where are you? Page of Pentacles, where'd you go? There you are. Opportunities that arise. Communication of an opportunity that arose. New message incoming. There's a gift coming toward you. And the new talent that will lead you to this opportunity is you being able to pick the reality you want. Stepping into your I am presence. That's your gift. It's been with you the whole time. You just forgot. And then you remembered. And then you forgot again. And then you remembered. And then you forgot again. My mom literally did manifest chocolate from the sky. A Snickers bar fell, to the exact, that's right. It was her and Melissa. They finished this really hard chemistry test. And she was like, I can't even remember what you said. I wasn't there, but they told me all about it, and it's still a story we all laugh about. But Snickers bar, after a chemistry test, she said she needed chocolate, and then a Snickers bar literally fell at her feet. And there was like no place it could have fallen from. It just landed right in front of her. From where? My mom, she's a magical person. Like, magical things happen around her. Magical things happen around me too, but it feels like a lot of the really magical, like tangible magical things that have happened have been when I was like a teenager or a kid. I mean, once in a great while in my adulthood, most of the like, whoa, miracle type magical things that happen to me are more energetic than anything. But there's still a physical thing here and there. Reality is not what we think. Let's just put it that way. All right. We're going to put these all back and move into Pam's reading. Make sure I'm putting these in the right direction. Okay. But I'm having fun tonight. Who's having fun? I'm having fun. That was crazy. Oh my gosh. Come on. Go back in. All right. This back, and I have a whole stack of cards on the floor that I need to pick up, but I will do that after the live stream because I can't be bothered right now. All right. In any given day, there's a card or 2 or 3 or 10 on the floor in here, either by my doing or the dogs or the kids. It's bound to happen. So. Past life reading of a time I experienced a relationship of a true romantic love. Me as a female with male to inspire hope for the love life in my future. I love it. All right, we're tuning in for Pam. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay. And I just got this new deck from Amazon called What's the News? What's the news? What's the scuttlebutt? Dwight on The Office. He moves the water cooler by his desk and he's like, what's the scuttlebutt? Because he's trying to get the inside scoop on anything he can get his hands on. All right, tuning into Pam's lovely energy. We are going back to a past life. That is all the things she asked about. A relationship of true romantic love for her as a female with a male counterpart to inspire hope for the love in her future. Woo! Ask and you shall receive. Bonnie and Clyde. Ride or die, us against the world, and a dedicated partnership. Hello? I mean, and then on the back of the deck, my boo. Official status, exclusive relationships, seeing each other openly. I mean, not all these cards are romantic. That's what's getting me. Because this is a liftoff card. Fast action and progress forward. The wait is over. Blah blah blah. Penny pinching. You can see these are not your cards. I'm just showing you, random cards here in the deck. The cleanse, detox, light bulb moments. But the 2 cards you got, what? What? Wow. It does feel like you were on the run. And this does feel, it's since, yes, the Matrix was constructed, or, the frequency was lowered to keep us all trapped here as much as they could. This does feel like you were running, but this feels like you had a child with you, a small boy. All right, we're tuning in. We're going to this. And I just heard whatever card we're pulling out of here to interpret it slightly different, not at face value. So I'm going to run with that guidance. Whatever. I don't even know what card's coming out yet. But I heard don't interpret it just at face value. There's more to the story here. Okay. Yes. So this isn't like a tribal medicine man or woman, but of course, this is going to be the life that you are bringing forward, because have you had not a life where you were some sort of medicine man or woman? But it's, again, this is not like an official, tribal, titled position that you held. It's just the energy you bring into pretty much every single life that you're in, but in a different way. In a different way. So what else? Woo! There it flies. Okay, and again, not in the traditional way. Not in the traditional way. So this was not official, monk and nun running off together, but I'm interpreting this more as forbidden love. And not because, for the reasons you would think of in today's standards, that guy's way older than her, or, other forbidden love. Oh, your brother and sister, or, what other forbidden love? Teacher and student. Nothing like that. But in the place that you were in, and interestingly enough, this feels like France. I know we've tuned into France a few times. And this lifetime does feel like it's out of your current ancestry. So this is not in your current ancestry in the body you're in now. Interesting. This is I just heard Macron. And is that a president? Because I'm hearing it's in that ancestry. Now I'm curious. I always want to Google when I start to tune into things for your past lives, Pam. It's just like a thing. Okay, so this does feel, because it's like breadcrumb for that. It's leading me to there was a political alignment. Yeah, you have a resistance to France. I think this is why, though. You were on the run for your lives, ride or die together. This is the love of a lifetime, former French president. There we go. So this was in his family line. There was some political move. You shouldn't have been together, but how could you not be? It's true love. It's, wow. Current. Okay. I thought it was something like that. And then finances. Okay. Wow, this story is unfolding in a major way. And I know nothing of France, or, again, I didn't even know if that was the right name for the president. I have no idea. I'm getting what I'm getting, and I'm trying not to allow my ego to try to logically pull apart what's coming through, like I always do with Pam's readings, because so much comes through for Pam's past life readings. I don't know what it is, but there it is. So something in the current sitting French's president's family line history since the Matrix was put in place. So I don't know how many thousands of years. The time frame is nebulous at this point. I'm hearing it doesn't matter. But I'm sure if you went back and back and back and back and back enough in his family line, you could find something with this Bonnie and Clyde energy where there was accusations. And I don't know that he has official ties to any kind of monarchy in France from the past, 1361, or that's just the name or the year that came to me. I don't even know if that's relevant to this case or if it was just an example. I don't know. I'm trying not to allow my logic to even care. Go away, logic. Okay. But what I see is there was a false accusation put in place to frame the man who was an advisor to a king in France. So it wasn't even like he was a king. It was just like an advisor. I'm seeing like a noble status. Usually advisors are more nobility. They're not just some random guy off the street, peasant, or, what have you. But there was a move, a power play to get him basically taken out, like unalived, off with their head, because there was a jealousy surrounding why, again, forbidden love. And this had something to do with the royal court. Something going on at court. Woo! Cards are just going everywhere. Like, this is weird, Pam, because they don't want me, the powers coming in right now, don't want me to uncover this story. So this might have been a big story of the time, whenever this was. I know almost zero. The most I know about French court and history of French anything is, I think the show is called Rise or Reign. Reign. Not rain like rain coming down, but reign as in I reign over my palace. My whatever. And it was like King Henry VIII, I think. No, it was not Henry VIII. It was his name was King Henry, but he was the French king, not the English king. And Mary Queen of Scots was involved. That's the extent of my French monarchy knowledge. But this is not that area of French history, so it doesn't matter. Oh, professors and scientists. Interesting. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, the year 1361 came up. I have zero iota of what was going on in French monarchy around that time. But if you guys want to do your investigation, I'm all for it. Like, bring it on. Chat it out. Let's see what's going on. Because we're gonna uncover why this lifetime is highlighting for Pam. Why this lifetime? Okay, so it's an identity. Something about your identity with love. Where is it? Your identity, and then I shifted over to love. About feeling, this word, promiscuous. Because that's what you were accused of being in this life. I felt a block. I have all the chills and never asked a question about France because I felt a block. Okay, I'm hearing ding, 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 we have a winner. And when I hear that, I know it's game on. Spirit is bringing forth some major spiritual tea. Both herbal and verbal this time. Tea. Drink it up. Okay, what else? Oh, this is what they had planned. Because they set him up or falsely accused your guy in this life, Pam. Oh, and there's all that money going around. Yeah. Oh, it's all coming together. Look at this. Finances and then all the money just flying around them. And I don't even remember what Bonnie and Clyde, the Bonnie and Clyde that you've heard of. I can't remember if they were robbers or what. But I'm hearing, again, don't take it at face value. You absolutely did not actually take anything that wasn't yours. You were set up. And by you, I mostly mean your guy, but because you were ride or die, you both had to leave. Escape is what I'm hearing. And I'm seeing modern day Austria. Again, I'm not seeing it literally, but like, I'm seeing the word Austria. Bank robbers. Okay, gotcha. But again, we're not taking it at face value because it's not what it seems. But this was the official story or narrative that if you go and look through the history books, if they're even surviving history of this time in France, I'm sure there is. But you're going to get his story, meaning the winner or the official narrative's version. We're getting the truth because the energy doesn't lie. So this can be completely flying in the face. But I think the official narrative would be that a large sum of money was stolen and this guy and you, Pam, I'm hearing there is an official account of this. So there's somehow, some way, but the truth is not what's presented in this official account about theft. And it may have even had to do theft of money from the church and, of course, the monarchy. It feels like it's all combined. And I don't know how official, like if it was a Catholic church or what at the time. Again, 1361 keeps showing up in my, like I'm seeing the number 1361, just kind of like on a little ticker tape, just going by. So it must have been prevalent during that year, which feels like so far back in history. Do we even have access? I don't even know. I'm so tuned into the energy. Me too. And I'm like, whoa, I just want to keep reading on this for like 4 hours and see what we can get. But probably not realistic to do that. But what else do we need to know about this? Okay. You had to abandon. We've already tuned into this. So you've had to abandon what was going on. So I'm seeing you guys did have to part ways. He had to leave first. And then you had to leave, kind of sneak off after as things are kind of hitting the fan, to meet up in private, to be able to just, I can't explain all the words of how I know this, because you lived it, Pam, and I have huge chills. That's what I love about this. When you have that deep spiritual I am presence connection with anyone, you and me and Amber, me and Jessica and Pam, Jessica and Amber, like when we can tune into our I am awareness and then tune into other people who are like online with their I am awareness, magic happens. Literal, telepathic, amazing magic. Austria and France were part of the Holy Roman Empire back then. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're making some headway. Yes, because I'm getting all sorts of downloads right now. Like, I don't even know what direction to go. Because now I'm tuning into the actual story of Bonnie and Clyde. And I'm hearing CIA operatives before CIA was a thing, or I'm hearing it was a thing, but it was different. Like I'm seeing like a shapeshift. So Bonnie and Clyde might have been some sort of false flag event or psyop of some kind. Whoa. Okay, that's neither here nor there. That's total side tangent. Back to, why is this showing up in Pam's life, for this life? Why is this the energy showing up? And we're going to go back to the Mystic Martian Oracle. And this was our collective message. Look how scandalous. And Wrigley pulled this card. Of course, they were all face down. This is a card he pulls out, and he's like looking at it in the background. I'm like, oh, that must be an interesting card. Now I know why. Boobs. Boobs. Okay, we're going to put the boobs back in the deck. And then we're going to pull a new card. Why is this lifetime we're uncovering? I still have chills. Chills. Why is this lifetime relevant to Pam in this lifetime? I just heard the song by, I think it's Olivia Newton-John. Reunited and it feels so good. You know that song? I'm hearing that. Okay. This is like the obvious duh moment. Amanda, hello. So because we're tuning into the future love in this life for you, of course we're going to uncover a past life that you and he shared together. So this is you and this future guy in the past as this quote unquote framed Bonnie and Clyde scandalous whatever. Okay. And then we have alchemy and the philosopher's stone, infinity, destiny, and magic. What was actually going on? It wasn't just someone jealous that you, okay, it wasn't just someone in the nobility or the monarchy jealous that you were with this guy and the scandal of it all. There was something much more metaphysical because of course, hello. Where did that card go about medicine woman and medicine man? There it is in my hand. Duh. There was something much more metaphysical. You and he, and when you unite, in intimate times or just being in each other's presence, created this magic. It's like an alchemy. It's like a magic. It's a spark. And the philosopher's stone. I'm going to keep hearing highly coveted energy. There was a agenda or like task force assembled to keep you and him apart because of the powerful alchemy you could conjure and create when you came together. Because there were I'm seeing a seer that is working very closely with people high up in the monarchy that, oh, I have chills. Ooh, just, I wish you could see. Can you see the goosebumps? I don't know. It's very pixelated. But this seer could tune into the energies that you guys created, not just, in each other, like by each other, you on your own, him on his own. You were already being monitored or watched, kind of how they, they're targeted individuals nowadays. That same thing playing out way back then. So you were already being watched. And then when you came together, it was like, red alert, red alert. This is not a drill. They're going to break the matrix. We got to power couple. So of course you're destined to come back together in this life and finish what you started. And I'm hearing that was not the first life you had with him or the last, but it's a highlight. It's a turning point. It's a turning point in your purpose. I read a shaman deck and a wolf came up with your words the day after I had my reading with you. Wow. It's not as it seems. Yeah. Oh, she's a family legend on record for me. Oh, wow. Amazing. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And when we're talking spies, this is not just like, oh, let me go spy on what, this other kingdom is doing. Not anything just solidly 3D. These are spies like, let's get the hell out of this matrix. Like, because you were aware that this is not the way things are supposed to be. We should not be ruled over by a monarchy and a Holy Roman Empire. And yeah, you need the details about this man, right? I need the details about this man to get you that information. Amazing. For some reason, I want to read. So the number 26 could be relevant, especially to this guy. He could be born on the 26th of a month or the 8th. 2 plus 6 is 8. Yeah, it feels very relevant. But I want to read. I don't think I've ever even cracked this book open in my life. So we're just going to, I just got chills down my left leg. And that's a feminine side. All right. The Philosopher's Stone, or the Great Work, Latin Magnus Opus, was the term for the ancient esoteric alchemists, scientists. Ooh, we were talking about, was it Jessica or someone came up with the fact that Macron's family were like scientists, professors. I have chills. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Back to the event. Okay, here we go. Alchemist / scientist, prima matera work. Magnus opus literally means masterpiece, and the prima matera means formless substance from the universe. You were tuning into this. You were tuning into this energy. Oh, your dad's month is 8 and your son. Wow. Oh my gosh. Ancient alchemy was shrouded in coded doublespeak, which involved both physiological chemistry of turning base metals into gold, known as the elixir of life, and immortality, and possibly monatomic golds, which hold interdimensional qualities. Simultaneously, the alchemists / scientists / mystics practice the esoteric shifting of universal ether essences in energy, hidden to non-seers. Well, the seer that was working with the monarchy could see what you guys were doing, but they couldn't do it themselves, but they could tune into the energy of it, is what I'm seeing. So there was like a massive jealousy from this seer that was working very closely with the monarchy that knew that your guy, Pam, was like alchemizing things. And not just in the physical reality, but like outside the matrix, which is a big no back then, especially. Right now, too many people are dabbling outside the matrix. They can't stop us all. Pandora's box has been opened. They can't reel that cat back in the bag. No way, no how. But back then they sure could, because they could tune in. The second something's going on, they had ways of honing right in and off with their heads. Literally or figuratively speaking. Okay, so the Philosopher's Stone, alchemy symbol of squaring the circle, is both mathematical and metaphorical. Mathematically, squaring the circle, here we go, only with straight lines and circles is impossible. Metaphorically, squaring the circle is about the merging of spirit and matter. The large circle symbolizes the infinite macro universe. The triangle balancing within the circle symbolizes the ether/spirit trinity of past, present, future, life, death, rebirth, body, mind, spirit. The material square inside the triangle symbolizes the 4 elements, the 4 directions, the 4 seasons. Very, very medicine man and woman, shaman energy with all of this speak as well. All of it. 4 directions, 4 seasons. The smallest circle inside the square symbolizes the micro infinite void that links you back to the macro infinite universe or source creator. Wow. So this is transcendental, time, space, infinity, shifting perceptions, new beginnings, change, destiny, magic, ascended consciousness, cooking, chemistry, transformation, transmutation, and metamorphosis. The reverse of this would be stuck, blocked, stagnation, and in a rut. And you were feeling this like block, remember, to anything France related. I have chills again. Well, just consider the fact now, Pam, that block has been lifted and obliterated. Because a big part of what you're here to do is reclaim that transmutative energy and life force within you to be able to finish what you started in that lifetime. Okay, metaphysical came into my shaman card. Wow. Speaking of shaman cards, I do have the Priestess of Light Oracle, which is very shamanic in my opinion, my humble opinion. But I also have the Shaman's Dream Oracle right here. I've been working with this one a lot lately, just personally. And this is the one I'm really drawn to pull for you before we close out. Because, oh my God, I could go on and on and on and on and on. Ooh, you got a headache on the left side. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Oh, wow. Look at this. Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. And Amber just said the synchronicities are just off the chain here. But this talked all about, and I'm going to cover it just for Amber's benefit because we don't want her to feel triggered by that. That's not good either. But then the number 22 is coming up. But this talked about transmutation and alchemy. They kind of are the same thing in a way. No, you're good. You're good. Oh, you have chills on your right side. Wow. But this is the beauty of these deep questions you ask, Pam. Is this anyone whose literal I am awareness is paying attention, spending time here, is benefiting from this information? Big time. So don't ever apologize. Ever. You're good. So transmuting pain, Fool's Embrace. This is what this is helping you do in this life. As us uncovering this blockage that you've had with France. And we've kind of poked the bruise about France a few times for you in these past life readings. I'm thinking of at least 2, maybe 3 other times we've tuned into a French past life. But so many of your past lives are very Nordic, Sweden, and just like very Nordic and Scotland and just up in those regions, right? Scandinavian. That's what the word I'm looking for. I meant to look that card up, but here I am shuffling for yet a second card. So we're going to roll with that. Root Girl, the disowned self. Okay, it makes sense now. And then number 46. So the Root Girl, the disowned self, you're bringing fractals of your own spirit back to you. So there were fractals of your spirit left in those old timelines that you're now ready to reclaim. And you can just instantly declare, I reclaim those. They're transmuted and alchemized because you can transmute the pain from the past right now because it's happening right now. And bring them locked and loaded, ready to go back into your energy field, back home where they belong. Or if you feel like doing some sort of ritual, meditation, shamanic journey to really uncover and dive into this on your own, do what makes you comfortable. But they're ready for you to claim in any way that you see fit. Rather you just say it out loud, I claim it right now, done, signed, sealed, delivered, and ready and finished. Or if you want to go into it and have a whole ritual around it, whatever resonates for you, do that, Pam. But they're ready to come back, these soul fractals from, especially these French lifetimes. Because every time you'd reincarnate back in France, it would all go wrong somehow, some way. And I remember, I have very vague remembrance or kind of details coming forward about a very magical French life that you had where you did have to hide your powers. Because most likely this 1361 lifetime or around about lifetime where your power is what got you taken out. you had to run and hide, but I do see that you both were caught, and it was very traumatic. So you're reclaiming those, and that's why this fool's embrace of pain, and the fool is bringing us to this new beginning. I know the fool is number 0 in the traditional, whatever, but 46 adds up to a 1 of a new beginning. So I'm going to read both of these out of the book. I normally don't read out of the book, but there's little nuggets of information that are just very synchronistic that I don't want to miss out on just because I'm like, oh, I don't need the book, you guys. You know me. I normally don't need the book, but for some reason the book is calling my name tonight with these 3 cards. Okay, so first we'll read the Fool's Embrace. And look at the wings. There's like almost like gossamer, like insect wings on the back there. Beautiful. These are both very childlike as well. I know it's the root girl, and normally girl is associated with a child. But then this one's here's the fetal position. So there's like a lot of inner child healing that is going to be coming through with those fractals that are returned to you now. Okay, so 22. Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain, allowing life to love you. The experience of both and. Okay, so the pain of life is sometimes unbearable. When we're in it, we think that pain, that loss, that betrayal will always be woven throughout our continuity of existence. We're kept hostage by the way we identify with the pain and what we make it mean. If we let it, it becomes etched into us like a tattoo. Isn't that like you're in my heart just like a tattoo? Isn't that like a Jordan Sparks song from the like mid 2000s? Of course I was killed, of course, right? Again. Oh my gosh. But no matter where on the spectrum of pain you find yourself now, whether it be mild disappointment or searing loss, it's time to make peace with it. Befriend it rather than resisting it, running from it, or judging it as bad or unfair or hostile. Can you see the gift that is here? Again, those fractals returning. Yes. Surrender to the Fool's Embrace, allowing the truth to envelop you in love and compassion. What if you could learn something amazing from this? What is truly yours will not pass you by. Something better and perfect for you is waiting elsewhere. If you could come to terms with the liberation and freedom inherent in loss, your broken heart might, and this feels to me very talking about your current love life, broken heart energy. And then, what's available after the broken heart. What is truly yours will not pass you by. Something better and perfect for you is waiting elsewhere. If you could come to terms with the liberation and freedom inherent in loss, your broken heart might open you up to a greater sense of humanity and compassion. As in the narrative of tarot, the Fool will be at the beginning of your life's adventure, and at the end when you've integrated all the wisdom you've accumulated along the journey. He will never let you down or lie to you. He will, however, teach you how to revel in both the beauty and the desperation of life. Both and. This and that will always be true. Remember, the pearl can't be created without the gritty sand causing discomfort and acting as a catalyst in the oyster. Your pearl is discovered in the radical acceptance that everything has value. All is well now and will be well. Remember that today, as you feel the Fool's Embrace, I love it. This is beautiful. And then the Root Girl card, I'll show you that one again. The Disowned Self, Sucker for Pain, and Bonnie and Clyde, the song. Oh yeah. Yeah, because when I first read this Bonnie and another layer has been uncovered. When I first saw this, I thought of the Jay-Z and Beyonce song Bonnie and Clyde, and we all know certain Diddy topics and Jay-Z and maybe possibly Beyonce and the whole webinar we did on destiny swapping and tuning into Beyonce's energy. Yet another layer of this is coming forward. I mean, almost everything is like woven into everything else at this point. It's just so crazy. So has been my life. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to read the Root Girl, the Disowned Self, which is the number 46. Okay. We're getting there. And then we'll wrap it up. But oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. So the disowned self, hidden beauty, the need for acceptance and love. Okay. The Root Girl sits shivering, unclean and naked at the base of a tree of the self. She is unloved, unwanted, and shunned for her deformities. She has no home but is safe burrowing underground to dwell near the deepest roots of this sacred tree. Who is she to you? Could this urchin be the one part of you that it reintegrated, can lead you to wholeness and true purpose. Yes, this is those soul fractals that are coming back to be restored. This is part of you, the embodiment of a deeply flawed perception of your failures, manifesting as guilt and shame. When you project envy onto others or any emotion or instinct that you've learned to repress or deemed unnatural, it's this homeless child, self-crying for attention, acceptance, and love. You want to lash out, ignore it, push it aside, all the while refusing to acknowledge this ugly quality as belonging to you. But if you would only look into the root girl's eyes and see the beauty and the unmet need, your unmet need, you would realize that this part of you asks for your compassionate understanding. This part of you was born when you were wounded and were conditioned to believe yourself not whole, that your expression of self is somehow too much or too little. Wow. And I just heard unseen as well, because that's how you feel in your current marriage, just unseen. Oh, I have chills. Wow. Yeah, when you, let's see, however this child self came to be, curled up at the roots of your sacred tree self, I should say, it's time to welcome her into your heart. When you do, everything you've been searching for becomes illuminated and your path lights up with renewed purpose. When you come to love Root Girl and claim her as your own, or all those fractals that are returned back, accepting her and your humanity, she is transformed just as you are. Then all manner of magic begins to arrive in abundant form. Look for the beauty. Wow. Amanda, the green card suddenly brought the emerald tablet to my mind's eye. Not sure what's the reference here. Well, there are two emerald tablets. There's Thoth with the emerald tablets, I do believe. And then there's, I saved it in my playlist. I started to watch it and then I got sidetracked. Story of my life. But this feels relevant to Pam's reading, so don't go away. It's by Morg, M-O-U-R-G, I think, or G-U-E, M-O-R-G-U-E. He's a creator on YouTube. He's actually, fun fact, from Montana, the Bozeman area of Montana. But he hasn't lived, he's like an ex-Christian that like totally burned his Christian cross pretty much. But he talks a lot about Christ consciousness and stuff. Let me see, Morg Official. He's called Morg Official. This was playing 8 days ago. He streamed it 8 days ago, and I think I started watching it maybe 2-3 days ago. But I only got as far as you can see into it, because it's a little longer video. 123:23. Oh, wow, what a synchronistic number. But this is different than the emerald tablets. So if you want to look into that, if anyone feels inclined, there's a reason it came up. Oh, and we were just at 122:23. Or sorry, 2:22:23 on my time there. Wow. The synchronicity. Okay. So if anyone feels, yeah, I just shared it. You don't have to go look up anything unless you feel called. But wow, Pam. Wow, as Borat would say. Wow. Anyone remember Borat? Oh my gosh. We watched that in theaters, and the scene where they're running naked through the hotel, I think I peed a little, and I couldn't breathe. I was first shocked that that would be a thing that I would ever see. One man's face between the legs of another, totally naked, like, just would not think I would see that in the theater, but there it was. My mom was with me. We were gasping and sobbing and laughing so hard. We could not believe it. Mom, do you remember that? It's been years since I've seen that movie, but oh my gosh. Wow. I don't even know why I had to share that fun fact with y'all, but there it is. Oh my gosh. All right. Where do I even begin to put all these cards away? Oh my gosh. Wow. We went in. We might have to revisit that life and like get deeper in. My mom was snorting. Oh my gosh. Wow, it was hilarious. I don't think I had ever laughed that hard in my life or since. It was just so scandalous, but yet hilarious, but yet I can't even put it into words. If you've never seen it, I don't know. If you feel so inclined, it's pretty crass, but the immature version of me that existed whatever age I was the year that came out, I think needed that in her life just for a hot minute there. Have not seen it since, but I'm sure it wouldn't hold the same weight now as it did then. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't feel any need or inclination to go watch it though, so I guess there's that. So who knows? Mysteries not solved. On the next edition of Unsolved Mysteries, would Amanda still find this scene hilarious, or would she think it was beneath her? I know I do believe I was at least engaged, or I know I was with Ryan because he bought me the DVD for my birthday or Christmas. I can't remember which one, as like a side like gag gift because he knew that I thought it was hilarious. Let me just Google what year Borat came out. What year did Borat come out of the closet? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah, it was 2006. Ryan and I started dating in very early 2004. So yeah, 2.5 years plus into almost 3 years into our relationship. Oh my gosh. I'm sure if you were to watch it now, it would be way less. I mean, it was already like way politically incorrect for the time. And I know times have like quadrupled down on the whole politically correct thing since then. So I'm sure it would probably be banned in places at this point. But yeah. So that was like 2.5 years before I got married. Because I got married in May of 2009. Oh, you can't find the video. Oh, look under the live tab. I think it was a live stream. I do believe. It was either a live stream or a premiere. Because it was separate. I had to, like, I saw he had posted it. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I wonder what he's talking about. And I couldn't find it either. So I went to let me just see why you're not being able to find it. Let's go back and see what's going on with that. So Morgue. I just went to Morgue Official. Okay, so Morgue. Let's go to the live tab. I guess it's not there either. Shorts, video, home. What the heck? It was just there, right? I showed it to you guys. Oh, you found it. Okay, good. Good. I know I have it saved to my playlist, so as long as it's available, I should be able to access it. I'm glad you found it, though. So, yeah, if you feel so inclined, I guess this guy's energy triggers some people for whatever reason. It doesn't trigger me. I'm just kind of like, if anyone's trying to hook into my energy, like, I'm cool with that. Like, not cool with it, but like, I'm locked and loaded. Nothing's getting through. So he doesn't trigger me, but I've heard people like, oh my God, he's evil. I even think that Shamanic Self was like, he's got really bad energy or something. I don't know. I'm just must be sensing something different. I feel he's got good intentions as far as presenting information without trying to brainwash or mislead anybody. Because he doesn't really stand there and take a very biased approach. He just presents information. So, yeah. That happened to me one moment, not there. Next, it was there. A lot of that weird stuff has been happening to me. I'm like, I know I just saw this thing and now it's gone, but then it like reappears. But then it says they just posted it. And I'm like, no, because it was there like 4 hours ago, but it says they just uploaded it 38 minutes ago. There's no way. So either they, if it was just a one-off, I think, oh, they re-uploaded that video. But it's happened like to 6 different videos in the last maybe week. I'm like, no, that was not uploaded 38 minutes ago. I saw that this morning before I started work at 8:30. How is it now just 6 different times, like that same scenario? It's not just someone re-uploading. It's the Matrix or the glitches in the Matrix for sure. Yeah, 1 or 2, maybe 3, you're kind of like questioning your reality. But after 4, 5, 6 different times, you're like, okay, something's up here. Something is definitely up. All right. I kind of want to look into, Pam, I hope you're still here. I kind of look into the year 1361 in France and just see if anything pops up. 1361 in France. And, you know, we all know Google's a liar, but whatever. And history's a liar, but like, let's just see what we got going on here. King John, he's captured during a battle. Other events that happened in 1361. The founding of the University of Pavia in Italy. That doesn't feel very French to me, so let's keep on scrolling. John II of France, called John the Good, was king of France from 1350 to his death in 1364. So 3 years after the year I was really tuning into. Interesting. But what really stands out to me is Macron's family line being like scientists and professors, and then we got that alchemy card, and in the book it talked about the scientific explanations of things and the way that alchemy is used in science and chemistry. Like, that's crazy. Very cool. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really see anything standing out except he got captured in a battle, but maybe I'll just, for ish and giggles, just Google Bonnie and Clyde, France. Or maybe we can Google, like on our own time, I guess, if you feel so inclined to tune into Pam's Past Life to see if we can get a historical account of who these people were. I'm not getting anything close to what I thought I would by typing those words in, so no. Oops, I don't want to go there either. France, let's just see about theft, scandal. I'm just putting keywords in with the year France, or year 1361, France, theft, scandal, couple. I don't know. I'm just putting keywords in to see nothing. They're like, oh, you've got us stumped, Amanda. Nope, nothing exists here. I don't think I've ever seen Google give you a nope, nothing matches that at all. Have you guys ever seen that? We broke the matrix, you guys. Of all the information on Google, not one thing was a hit for those keywords. Not one. Not one. You're kidding me, right? What? I have never seen this in my life. Maybe I'm just asking all the right questions. I don't know. I usually don't even use Google. I use Yandex. So let me go there. Yandex. Search engine. Okay, here we go. Oh, you've seen that happen. Okay. So I guess it's not a thing that happens. I mean, it is a thing that happens. I'm just behind the times. Okay. So France. Let me just say, maybe I'm too specific with the year 1361. It could be 13 something else. Piccoli! Oh, and I think you donated as well. So we're going to get right into that. We're just kind of curiosities killing the cat over here on Pam's Past Life. So we want to know France scandal in the 1300s. Just see if anything pops out. Okay. So the quick answer is the incident named Anagni Slap occurred between September 7th and 9th of 1303. The Pope was arrested and imprisoned in his palace in Anagni by the emissaries of the king. We did have nun and monk. I mean, I know it's not a pope, but nuns, aren't they Catholic? Are they strictly Catholic, or are they other denominations of Christianity? I don't know. Okay, so in the palace, by emissaries of the King of France, known as Philip the Fair, with the help of members of numerous Roman noble families, the Colonna family above all. Well, what did he do? Why did they get him? I want to know. What the heck? They labeled him the Antichrist? That sounds like something they would do to a Bonnie and Clyde couple. This is the Antichrist. We got to take him out. Placed him in the 8th level of the Inferno for his arrogance and manipulation. What? What have we tuned into? What did he do? I want to know what he did. It's giving me this. So this is very difficult to try to read on a phone. So I don't know if now's even the time or place to try to tune into this. I'm going to look into the Pope. What was his name, though? They never gave us his name in this, did they? King of France was Philip IV. Is that the one I'm related to? I can't remember. Let me Google his face because I'll tell you right away if he's the Levitt monarch guy. Philip the Fourth, IB of France. No, it doesn't look like the one I'm related to. Because the picture is a very specific picture. Every time I always forget the name of. He's something the Fourth. I don't even remember if he's of France, of Spain, of. It's definitely not Spain. I don't have Spanish heritage that I know of. But anywho, let me go back to Yandex because Google is trying to steer me wrong. So I'm gonna Google Agni or Yandex. I'm gonna Yandex the Agni slap. Okay, and then we're gonna get into Picolee's question. But for some reason, I can't let this one go. So this might be related or like a precursor to something. Somehow maybe this Pope was associated with. I know this was like 50 plus years, almost 60 years before the energy we were tuning into, but somehow it feels related. Something that was going on here is related to Pam's Bonnie and Clyde life. We're going to call that something. Her France Bonnie and Clyde life, or like falsely accused Bonnie and Clyde life. Details. So I want to see what this Pope did. What did he do? Because that's the crux here. There's something about what this Pope did that's somehow associated, if either indirectly or directly, with Pam's life, past life. Okay. I want to know what this is about without going to that specific webpage because it's hard to read. Pope Francis is not the first pontiff to cause controversy with a slap. In a move known as the slap of okay, that might be what we need to know. Okay. Sorry, less than maybe 2-3 minutes, and then we're moving on. But I have to know. Oh no, this is talking about Pope Francis right now. December 31st of 2019, he slapped a lady's hand that grabbed for him. That's not. We don't care about that controversy. We want to know about the 1303. 1303, I think, was the year that we got for that. Okay, yes. Let's give it to me. In a web format that's meant for phone. Okay. Between September 7th and 9th of 1303, arrest and imprisonment of Pope Boniface VIII and his palace of, at his palace. Okay. Province of something, emissaries of the King Philip IV, called Philip the Fair, with the help of members of some of the Roman Catholic noble families. And that's who we're talking about. These Roman Catholic noble families in the monarchy, in the 13 whatevers. So we're on the right track. They're the ones that went after this Pope. For what reason? We're tuning in right now, hopefully. Hopefully they will uncover the truth. The episode was part of the harsh power struggle at the turn of the 14th century between the King of France and the leader of the Church of Rome. We got the monk and nun card. We got, but I kept hearing, don't take this at face value. Don't take this at face value. What other cards did we get? We got the shaman and medicine, the medicine man, medicine woman card. We got, what else did we get? Well, fun fact, we can scrub back and find out later. Not right now, maybe, though, but later. Anyway, they both had strong personalities and were ambitious and determined to safeguard by all means the institutions they led. Bonifacio, that's a hard, I'll just call him Bono, which I guess not a good name on that guy either, but so Pope Bono tried to defend the spiritual supremacy of the papacy against the pressing imperialism of France, but in spite of the high political and diplomatic skill, the contest soon became an open clash and the military dominance of the French prevailed. Of course they did. Culminating precisely in the Anagni incident, causing the end of Boniface and the temporary transfer of the papacy to Ayagnon. Okay. The Pope was born. Okay, I don't think we need to know the details. But something he was doing, of course, this is official narrative. We're not maybe getting the truth or behind the scenes and the real energy of what was going on. But something that Pope Bonifacio was trying to maintain or do, because I'm getting a good vibe from the guy. And I don't get those vibes from most popes or like high up clergy people. They give me the ick usually. But I don't get that bad vibe from this Bonifacio guy. I feel like his heart was very spirit led, not like religion led. Even though he was the head of the religion at the time, I see he had a different alignment than maybe others. Questioning probably. Oh, crucify me, Captain. Oh, your mom's side is Roman Irish Catholic. Wow. I don't have any Spanish bloodline that I know of. I had like the earliest roots that I can trace back to are like very Finland, Scandinavian. But then they were, well, if you go to, what's the one? I always forget the name of the site, but it takes you back to the male lines in both of my mom's and dad's side. If you take my mom's dad and my dad's dad's and you go back to BC, it takes you to Jesus, Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary and Joseph, and Anna, who was Mary's mother. And that's a Mormon-based website, and they're the ones who are the most interested in all the lineage. So that I could take it even farther back past Jesus. Allegedly speaking, they put him in my family tree on both the masculine sides of my mom and dad's bloodlines running back. Of course, sometimes when the line would run out, I'd dip into the feminine side and then back to this side of the masculine. I was just trying to go back in those family trees as far as I could go, even if I had to kind of backtrack and take this line up, or backtrack a little bit, take this line up, just to get as far back as I could. The farthest back I got, allegedly, was past Jesus, as he showed up in my family tree. I'm not saying or claiming that that's true, but that's what's there. I don't know how they could do that, though. I don't see that the records of all of this crap would have survived for them to know that. So I'm skeptical at best about that. But there's something about this that's just not sitting right with me. The official narrative of why they took that guy out. He wasn't playing by the Matrix rules. That's my humble opinion. Okay, moving on. I just had to know what's going on here. So Pam, as always, your past life triggered more questions than answers. That might be a good thing, though. I actually love that. I love that. There's no qualms from me on that at all, because amazing. There's such a rich history we've all been denied, but it's there. We can tune into it. It's still living and breathing and energetically alive, and we have access to it should we choose. And we can disconnect from it in as best as a way as we can if we choose. Because our I am awareness, our I am presence is key. Going to sleep, very long day. Yes, you rest, Amber. I'm glad you were here and got to hang out with us during the webinar and these other readings and stuff. Okay, moving on. Pika-Lee, hello, hi, how are you? Yes, revealing the truth. Yeah, I love it. Too much fun for me. I could be here all day, all night, all week, if you guys wanted. All right, Pika-Lee would like to know what's in store for her for the rest of this year and into 2025. Okay, we're tuning in. Tuning into true alignment of Pika-Lee's true spirit and any benevolent guides that want to work through with this energy. Just what do we need to know for Pika-Lee for the rest of this year and into 2025? What's going on here? Ooh, there's some good emotional connections, probably some celebrations, some love being shared, friends and family. Good vibes all around. Really good vibes. If there's something you've been stressing about or worrying about, I see the cartoon version of someone like wiping the sweat off their brow and then going, phew, like, oh, okay, we're good. So something you might be stressed about these next few weeks and kind of going into January, No cause for concern. It's all working out in your favor. You're just fine. You're coming out on top. Ooh. Could be some romance going on, or just some flirty vibes, or just really feeling that deep heart connection to family, friends, people, even strangers on the street. You're just feeling the love this season for some reason. 'Tis the season for no reason. No. 'Tis the season to find a reason. I don't know. This feels really good though. And it's like you're scoping out new opportunities to deeply connect to what you love in life. That's what this feels like. It's like you're seeking out opportunities or calling opportunities toward you, manifesting opportunities to love your life even harder. Yeah, amazing. What else? Especially going into the new year. What's going on for Piccoli into the new year? Totally resonate with all of this. Yeah, okay. So going into the new year, it's interesting because I'm seeing a, like, not an abrupt shift, but like there's this kind of overlapping shift, kind of, you know, after like the holidays, just fun, you know, 30 and flirty and thriving. Like that's the vibe here. And then I see kind of coming into about that end of the first week of January, going into the second week of January, you're just needing like an all-out break, like a staycation, just a spa day, a mental vacation from work, from other people's energy. Not that anything's gone wrong, but you're feeling this pull or urge or call to just go within and just be in your own energy, because there's something shifting for you. And that I'm tuning into this February timeline. I keep tuning into for just everyone I'm reading for these days. The bulk of the reading that I do is actually on my other job during the day. And every single person coming through, there's some big shift coming for them in February. I'm seeing the same for you. We're maybe tuning a little farther into the future than you were kind of looking for tonight, but it feels to me like you're picking up on whatever this precursor going into like mid-February energy is, that you're getting kind of a sneak preview. And you're feeling this pull to kind of bring your energy home, front to center, and just be in your own energy and just kind of see things in a new light, seeing things in a new way. Lots of rest, lots of recuperation, lots of water, drinking lots of water. You're feeling the shift already. It's going to be taken up a notch. That major itchy palm. Good luck, though. This is a massive shift for the better. Massive shift for the better. But it's just going to need you to kind of pull back your energy and just take care of yourself. Maybe get additional rest. I'm just knocking cards off left and right. But this is the Angels and Ancestors deck I use for you a lot. Not every time I read for you, Piccoli, but quite often. I have dipped into this Angels and Ancestors deck. This just fell. I accidentally just barely brushed against it and it fell off the top. The Star Ancestors. Follow the voice of your soul. And that's what you're being asked to do here. Major itchy palm. This has not happened all live streams, so this is very relevant to you, Piccoli. But you're having a massive light bulb moment, epiphany, aha moment, mind blown. You're like blowing the lid off of something that's been you've been kind of spinning your wheels with. This feels very spiritual or energetic, but you're also going to see proof of this in your, itchy. You're going to see proof of this in your 3D reality. And this is the masculine side of my body. So this is something you're taking massive action on once you kind of come out of this stasis or very divine feminine womb energy. You're going to hit the ground running on some massive epiphany, idea, action. After that second week of January, taking you into February and beyond. I just heard to infinity and beyond. Again, I'm feeling called to read what this says out of the book. And you guys know me. I normally don't do that. But tonight, we're all about that life. So let's go to the book in the box. And then they just told me to pull one from this deck as well. So we're taking care of you tonight, Piccoli. Let's just hope the guidebook. Yes, there it is. I hope it's in there. All right. So this is the Star Ancestors card. So I need to look that up. Probably in the S's. Oh, I just saw it. There it is. Okay. So the message. Heed the messages coming directly from your soul. And we can't do that when we're out and about, mixing and mingling with everyone else's energy, because we get confused on what's our energy, what's their energy, what's work's energy, what's this TV show's energy. So you're really pulling back, not just with work and other people, but also maybe even like content that you're consuming and stuff, to get real good clarity on your spirit's messages toward you. All right. The star ancestors is a term for extraterrestrial light beings who are dedicated to the healing and growth of the world. These incredible beings are divine embodiment of love who bring wisdom from the higher realms. Often people feel a sense of connectedness when they look up into the night sky and see the stars. And I know I've brought this message forward before for you, but seeing and looking at the stars is almost like a otherworldly, meditative, spiritual uplifting experience for you. And if you do live in a city or there's a little light pollution or whatever, if you can take a drive, even if you're afraid to go alone, you can take a friend or something, but go on a drive to somewhere that kind of distances you from some light pollution so you can see the night sky. Because there's just, even if nothing really sparks while you're out there, there's going to be downloads just by you putting your focus and awareness toward the stars. For you specifically, there's something very important or potent about this, doing this. Even if you just do it once into the now or the near future, it's going to be very powerful, even if it's after the fact. So I believe that's because they are remembering their starry connections, and those are what this card represents. The star ancestors reminding you that you have otherworldly support and that your friends from the stars can help you if you are willing to be helped. They can support you in connecting with and following your soul's deepest calling. So there's an extended message here. Just goes on to the rest of this page. So there's a deeper purpose to your human journey. Not only were you born on purpose, you were born for a purpose. You were born for to be a bright light, your own star, right? Your own star, bright light in the world. And there are supporters out there in the universe sending waves of energy to guide you at this time. Information, that epiphany and inspiration that has been coming your way recently is not new information, but memories. Your feelings of being drawn in a particular direction are the awakening of an aspect of your soul. You are being drawn toward a road that will not only light you up, but also help you light up your corner of the world. Literally, lit up. Continue following the cosmic guidance that is coming your way. Wow. Hello. Oh my God, I'm excited. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh, Brianna, we've been on otherworldly experiences during this live stream from start, and we're not yet finished. So we're still going. Yes, I was looking at the stars when I left work late, and my apartment complex is pretty dark, and I can see this. Oh, that's good. That's good. You don't even have to leave. Just stay right where you're at then. That's amazing. All right. I was called to also pull a card from this. What else does people need to know to add or build on or in addition to this message? Woo! Literally fell right into my lap. Boo Boo the Fool. Possibilities and potential. This is the Fool card. Okay. So this card came out in our collective reading before this whole webinar kicked off, and then the additional readings we did afterward. So if you didn't see that little introductory collective message we did at the beginning, and it's for our little collective, not like human collective, just our little niche here. But this is about a new beginning. Doesn't mean you're dropping everything you're doing in the real world. No. What this is like a whole new lease on life. Because of this massive spiritual shift in perspective and perception you're getting about the end of that first week going into the second week of January. I'm seeing like January 7th like being circled on a calendar for some reason. So that might be the exact day or somewhere around that day. And then we have the Goddess Circle or the Wheel of Fortune card. Wheel of Change. There's changes coming. Doesn't mean everything's shifting and changing overnight, but the energy is going to shift first and then the 3D reality. All for the better, though. This is not some big doom and gloom tower moment. No. Scotty, don't. That's the second like Austin Powers reference I've done tonight. And I have not seen that movie since probably 2003. Not even kidding. So and it is kind of like a parody of James Bond and like the villain, like Dr. Evil, like trying to take over the world or whatever the hell it was he was trying to do. I did this earlier. $1 trillion. I know he said $1 million or $1 billion. I can't remember, but we were tuning into the $1 trillion that was spent on advertising this year. Jaw drop. Like, what? That's how important our attention is. They're spending a literal $1 trillion, probably of fake money, but money to buy our attention. Crazy. Yeah. Tune into the webinar if you missed it. It's a must watch. If you ask me, I tried to give a lot of helpful tips and tricks. Massive downloads have been coming through to me these past 2 days. I feel like I'm literally in a whole new world. Aladdin, a whole new world. There it is again. I know that comes out for you now and then, doesn't it? And yet again, there it is. Didn't even mean for that to come out. There it was. Again. Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah. All sorts of mic drop moments. Synchronicities off the chizane. Big time. Big time. I don't think I've ever said the word chizane in my whole life, but I just said it. There it is. We haven't even switched timelines. We've switched dimensions. Yes, you guys already know I'm weird, so it's fine. It's fine. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we tuned to all sorts of stuff, Brianna. It's been quite the ride tonight. We've been having way too much fun over here. Way too much fun. At least I have. I hope you guys have too. All right, so I'm gonna put these back. But yeah, this looks amazing. So major mic drop moments, perspective shifts, new, really full, beautiful new energy coming in that you're integrating a lot of spiritual downloads and epiphanies you're getting into your everyday life. So that's powerful. Because so many people live separately. It's like their 3D life and their spiritual life, they kind of are keeping them as separate as a person can. There is always going to be overlap no matter what. But for the most part, these realities are just becoming one container. If you watch that collective at the beginning, you know, the divine feminine and masculine are linking up within us, our own union of divine masculine and feminine, to help us consciously come online even bigger with our focus and knowing that we are a fractal of that original source creator. Yeah, tapping into it. Yeah, and you know, you can watch it on 2 times speed or watch it in chunks if it's. I think we went about an hour and 5 minutes on the actual webinar portion, but I think about the first 14 minutes, like Wrigley got in here. Poor little guy burned his hand making hot chocolate because he was gonna have a little cup of hot chocolate, and he had his duck shirt on, and he even has this duck print that matches his shirt Santa hat that has lights up, but the lights weren't working, so he was having my husband fix the lights for him in the hat, and he was getting all excited to come on the live stream, and then he was making his hot chocolate, and then he burned his hand, and I just felt so bad. He was just crying and crying, so I helped him, you know, get an ice pack and get his hand better, and, you know, all the healing mom vibes. And then I'd already, I think I remember right, I'd already started the live stream, and then he like came in here. I'm like, oh, do you want to join us? And he's like, yeah. So then I had to get the lights and the chair, and you know, that's why there's another chair back here. It's just not randomly there. So yeah, it took us a minute to kind of establish ourselves in the live stream, but you know, we made it work. You're so welcome, Peekly. Absolutely. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for me. We're almost to that 3-hour mark. We almost made it, like less than 3 minutes away from the 3-hour mark. Maybe I will quickly pick these up, and we'll pull a card for all of us that are still here. There's 4 people here. Why not? Let's do it. All right. Ugh, I'm bending down. Just a second. Okay. I got to get these all back in the proper direction. Okay. Couple more. And I think we might as well use this deck. Why not? We're already hands on here, so just make sure we're playing with a full deck here. That's always a good thing. Okay. So let's unite the deck. Pull this hair out. Random hair. Okay. So let's pull a card for all of us. What do we need to know? Just anything that needs to come through that's going to be in our highest alignment for our little collective here, or anyone watching this replay. Ooh, we have the Sagittarius energy with the Voyager. And I'll read the keywords. We have enthusiastic, philosophical, independent, generous, ethical, seeking, happy-go-lucky, adventurous, honest, bareback, ooh, doing things off-grid or not by the book, unbridled, experiential. I almost want to say experimental, so that might also be a thing. Lucky, boundless, traveling, risk-taking, tactless, and self-righteous. Okay, so let's get a tarot card or 2 just to see what else we need to know about this Sagittarius energy. Yeah, this is about being independent, you know, philosophical, independent of the matrix. I think that's a good thing. Yeah, literally walking away from just what's not serving us anymore. And we don't have to have a big production or a big to-do about it. We can just say, no, I'm good, and just shift our energy. I know it sounds easier said than done, but we're all that powerful. We're all that powerful that we can just say it's done, and it's done. I mean, think of I'm sure each of you have at least one shining example in your life where you just got fed up with something so much so that you just said, F this, I'm out. I'm done. And in that moment or shortly thereafter, you dipped the heck out and exited stage left and you never returned. Could have been a bad habit, could have been a relationship. I'm sure there's something in your life. You know it's possible and you can do that. This is the beginning of my memoir. LMAO. I love it. All right, what else do we need to know before we close out tonight? We're almost at the 3-hour mark. The star. This is what that leads out to. Deciding to go your own way. And there's that song, Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. That pops in as a message from time to time. So there's your lyrics to go look up. Go Your Own Way. I want to say it's probably a love song, but I could be wrong. I don't remember all the lyrics off the top of my head, just kind of the catchy parts, the melody and whatnot. But the star. Yeah. This really is it's a card of healing or just claiming what's yours and being recognized. Not that you need to be recognized by other people, but just you recognizing your own literal star within. Your God presence, your I am presence, your true spirit, your God spark, whatever you want to call that. You can label it or unlabel it, anything you want, but it's there. And if you want to know more about that, go to the beginning and watch the webinar because we talk all about that God spark, I am awareness. This is what this is leading to. When we can follow our own philosophies or just be independent of the crowd, because, again, the insane are running the asylum. So when you do the exact opposite of the insane that are running the asylum, you're the sane one. Even though you look delulu is the solulu. It's the solution. It's the way out. Be so delusional that you even deny straight up facts. Because how do you know? How do you know that gravity's even a thing? Maybe it's something different than we've been told. How do we know that there are, again, example. How do we know there are actually close to or over now 8 billion people on this planet? Could any one of us, go out and physically count everybody? No. We just have to almost blindly trust what we're told. But how do we know? I mean, yes, we can use our intuition and tune in energetically, sure. I'll give us that. We can totally do that. But we need to just not blindly follow or believe the narrative. And not just the, news. I'm talking about like scientific, quote unquote, facts. His story or history. Written by the winners, by the way. Most of it is mythologically speaking, like mythology. Most of it is just as much straight up fiction as any other story out there. So, yeah, being an outcast is the misfit, that's the best possible label you could receive. When the insane are running the asylum, and they are the majority. And it's not their fault. They've been brainwashed, they've been programmed, they forgot. We all forgot. We all forgot. We've all been there. We've all been the insane in the asylum. We've all been there. Some of us are still way more in there than out of there, and me included. Like, I really hope that I'm barely touching the surface of this, because how far I've made it in, as far as out of the asylum, of the matrix, that I feel I've made it. If I'm barely touching the tip of the iceberg, even better. Bring it on. The more I think I know, the less I know that I know. The more I think I know, the less that I know I actually know. That's the beauty of it. So I hope I'm barely scratching the surface of this whole awakened consciousness thing, because that's good news for me if I can just keep going on that and keep walking away from the matrix and, stepping further into my I am awareness and consciousness, all the better. And same for you and you and you and you and you, all of you. Amazing. I think this was a fun way to end this. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I forgot to say this earlier. I meant to say this. I do believe Friday, when I'm live on Friday, it's going to be a donation-only live stream. And I've kind of come to the conclusion every other Friday, so about every weekend, I guess about every 2 weeks. Yeah. Every 2 weeks, we will have the Friday slot be a donation-only live stream. And by that, I mean, I won't do a collective reading or a giveaway or a cosmic question or a webinar. I will literally only show up for those that need me and then dip back out when the donations are done. But the other 3 live streams every 2 weeks will be something fun for everyone, and also the donations. Because Fridays can be a big work day or like a busy work day on my other job. And, just to be able to have that money coming in, I do want to be able to work that job. But I also don't want to leave you guys hanging. So those of you that have questions you want answers to and want to donate for, I can be here as long as the donations are there. And then when they run out, I can dip out. So win-win for everybody. And that'll only be every other Friday. So every 4th live stream, so it'll be 3 live streams of all the fun that you're used to. And then every 4th live stream would be just donation only. So those of you that want to donate, you're not missing anything. But those of you that, are here for a webinar or the collective or just to hear everybody's stuff, you can still hear everybody's stuff on a donation only live stream as well. But yeah, we did that. It'll be 2 Fridays ago this Friday. And it worked great. Like I think in under an hour, we took care of everybody's donation. And then I didn't go to work that day because my mom was in town. But I had to do it because I was at a time crunch because my mom was in town. I even showed up, no makeup, wet hair, don't care. Like we were just raw and real and ready to go. So that was fun for me though. It was really like amazing. I loved it. I love all the stuff we do hanging out here together. The cosmic questions are so much fun for me. The webinars, the free drawings and the giveaways. Like I love it all. I love it. And of course, reading your questions by donations and stuff. I love all of it. So I'm here for it. Yeah, I mean, it is less to do. And, just the whole thought of just energy exchange. Let's be honest, though. I love being here. So that's not even a question for me that like, oh, if all the donations just dried up, I would still show up here. I would still show up because I love it. It just might be less frequently because then I'm making money at my other job. You know what I mean? But I would still show up at least most likely once a week because this is fun for me too. So yeah, I'm glad you guys have a great time. I do. So I'm glad you guys do. Well, much love to you guys. Again, reminder, this Friday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time for those of you that want to just be here to hang out and hear what other people are asking about, or if you do have a donation or a personal question that you send a donation in for, and I will just take care of those, boom, 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 in the order I received the donations, just like normal. I'll probably just say like a quick hey, hi, hello to everybody, and then we will get right into the donation list. If there is no list, or if there's only one reading, we'll do that, and then I'll dip out. If there's a list, of course, take care of that. If there are no donations at all, I'll just say hi real quick, and I did what I needed to do, and no one needed me that day, so it's still a win. We still accomplished something, So there's that. All right, much love, you guys. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. Almost forgot my little tagline there. Thanks again, and I will see you right back here at Hungry Portal Tarot Live on Friday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, donation only live stream. And I will make that clear on the thumbnail and the title on Friday for those that aren't here or are just being aware at that time. So much love, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.